Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
And now Storm flies it across. 3-0. Here's Bruntz out of the right place. The Avalanche are on the board. The redirect by Parker Kelly.
Mobley looking. Goes to help. Harris pulls up. Scott got it. He's now hit 4 in a row. Detroit hasn't missed. Harden sees the double team. Floats it in. Dangerous pass. Cunningham has it. Ahead to Levert. Levert goes inside. Layup is good. And a foul. Defense turns to offense. The Pistons once again.
Reynolds, this should stay up, and it will. And O'Neal's going to get doubled off first. It's going to be a 7 unassisted by Jake McCarthy.
Going to be out a couple of months. Baldwin sends it deep. Right center. Toward the wall. A bomb from Baldwin to put the Braves on top.
High drive. Left field. That's up there.
And it's gone. Home run. Coming off the bench. Say-Don. And the Red Sox take the lead.
Good morning. Welcome in. Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Mail Medical. That's DBM Ravi, Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. What's up, DB?
Hello.
Trying to do your best like Adele there. Hello.
No, that was Adele. That would have been more like Harold L. Like, that was a dude.
Well, I assume your version of Adele would be more dude-like.
I don't know. I might surprise you.
You might go in like falsetto and try and hit those notes.
Is falsetto high?
It's like when you go, so most of the time you sing from your chest. Falsetto is when you switch to like your head voice, and then it's like a higher kind of, it's a not as strong of a sound, but you can.
It's a lot going on.
I was in choir for a while.
You get stranger by the second.
It's a bigger jump scare that I was a nanny or that I was in choir.
Well, the nanny for sure. You kind of low-key dropped that again the other day in passing, and Kobe goes, dude nanny or male nanny, something like that with the laughy emoji. And I was like, it's kind of a funny story.
Yeah, no.
But you, of course, said you were really good, because I don't think you would have said, oh, I wasn't a very good nanny.
I mean, I was good in the sense that the kids liked me.
You drove like a nice grandma.
Nobody got hurt. There were no hospital visits. We never lost anybody in terms of like ran off or anything. That's a 100% a win for me.
Hey, Shane, I know I can't see, but man, this thing is blurry.
Good thing we got Brandon here to help us out.
No, nothing like a little bacon, lettuce, tomato. Actually, no lettuce. Add cheese. So I would like a.
You just want a bacon sandwich.
Cheese would be great.
Yeah, you just want. Okay.
I found a smoky Gruyere. Yeah. Smoky Gouda Gruyere.
Yeah.
Cheese. Oh fudge! I'm in focus now. Damn it.
Yeah.
Hey, can you fade that thing to black?
No,
I don't mean me black. I mean like all the way can't see. That'd be great.
I'm a big Gruyere guy. Gruyere's a good cheese.
It's a very melty, nice.
Yeah.
Chess.
It's a good sandwich cheese. It melts well.
Oh no, I don't like warm sandwiches.
Oh,
I
yeah.
appreciate you rationalizing.
I
with
forget
me.
that.
Like what's it? It warms well.
No, it melts. I mean, well, it melts well. Well, you looked at me funny, like.
Well, I'm funny.
You looked at me funny. I don't know, man.
I left I left a half sandwich untouched.
I'll say you almost pulled. Who in the chat said whole half the other day?
I don't know.
Because we had this debate. It's like technically. So you left a half a sandwich untouched?
Untouched. I didn't touch the chips either.
Yeah?
Yeah. And the lady
the chips doesn't surprise me.
The lady tried to warn me because I built my own sandwich on half a but I only wanted half a sandwich. So I had roast beef, corned beef, ham, cheddar cheese, slice of tomato.
Okay.
She said, "Oh, that's gonna come warm. Is that okay?" And I said, "Absolutely not. I'd like that cold." It's the reason they call them cold cuts. And
I hate cold roast beef. I hate it.
Yeah, you and Queen.
I can't do cold roast beef.
He doesn't like cold. He doesn't like any cold meat. But I got the salad too. We were at the deli.
Yeah.
The salad was incredible.
The salad bar?
Yeah.
That's what I told you. That's the best one in town.
Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
She let me add a piece of salmon.
Yeah.
So by the time I put the salmon on and made the salad with
Mhm.
only 7 pieces of lettuce and everything else.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You were good to go.
I even look at it.
Yeah.
So I was like, huh. I told Aaron, I was like, I should give this away, but I know somebody's going to think I fingered the sandwich. And I'm going to be like, I never touched it.
Yeah. No, I know.
Because the tables, it was on a tray, so you couldn't like put it right in front of you.
Mhm.
So I slid it to my left. So it wasn't even really in my sight line.
Yeah. You weren't even like breathing on it.
No.
Yeah.
I took it home.
Those salad bars are elite, though.
Yeah.
Like really good. Good options, fresh, good stuff.
Multiple chesses.
Mm-hmm.
And they have, oh, cutie patootie. Come here, babe. Come here. Don't be scared. Come here. Hang on. Let me get her.
Yeah,
Keep
fine.
talking. Hang on. Come here, pumpkin.
I'll set up the show.
Hey, this is a real show. You got to do what daddy asks. Come here, pumpkin.
Coming up on the show today, we've got a little special surprise for you. A couple of them.
Come here, babe.
We'll have John Rathouz to talk about the PGA Championship at 8. Then we'll have Geep Wade, Nebraska's offensive line coach, at 8:20, and special guest Zoe Benning here at 7:06. She does not want to talk.
Are you sure? Do you like her shoe guys?
Oh, nice. Yeah, those are sweet. That's coming up, and then we'll have.
I like your hair today. Who picked out the style? Mom. Okay. I love you. Hello.
Then we've got Michael Bruntz at 9 o'clock, and we moved B. Edwards to 9:30 so we could give Jeep Wade a little bit more time.
I missed the whole rundown. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You know who's on the show.
Gosh, bless it, lady face. Why?
No, he does not. Don't ask him that question.
I want people. So here's the. This is so bad because I cheer for other people.
Yeah.
But if I can't see, I don't want anybody else to be able to see either. Now you know my perspective. Everything's blurry.
Yeah, it's just like Puddle of Mud.
That's a band, Blurry.
Yeah, that's the song from Puddle of Mud.
Oh,
yeah.
I should get.
No, that was good. That was yeah.
Would Ken accept that on Jail Party?
Maybe.
I watched the sports category go 1 for 6. Shocker.
I get that on my TikTok every once in a while, and it's just like, guys, we got to do a little better.
Yeah.
Let's get a little more well-rounded on the.
Yeah, I got a Deflategate Kansas City Chiefs answer. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, wow.
My favorite one is there's one that describes the option, and they're like, what is the play called when the quarterback can either keep the ball or pitch it to a back? And everybody just stares blankly. There just goes.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
That's how my mind works.
How'd they get up here?
It's after 7. The doors open at 7.
Oh, poop. I should come late.
No, you shouldn't.
Well, it's a lot easier for stuff I'm carrying.
I know, but then you can't yell at Shane for being like, Shane, it's 7:01.
Shane's crabby. Shane, it's okay if you can talk. I want to work through this.
What do you want to know?
Okay. Were you upset with me last night?
Well, I mean, I was trying to listen to a game.
I apologize. Say less. I apologize. I get it. You don't even have to explain anything else. If that was me, I totally forgot.
I get
and
that.
I'm watching it.
I get that.
Dude, it was like, it was late.
I'm just saying, if I'm okay.
Dude, that was like,
no, I know.
What the hell are you saying,
like
Ravi?
No, not on you. This is on. This is a double standard, I think, on DB here, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because if he's watching the Avs win and beat the move on.
I had to score 2 goals in 2-10 just to get it to extras.
Yeah, and then
Which was fantastic.
they move on. They beat the Wild. They're advancing, right?
Yeah.
So I understand that. I understand that's one of Shane's squads, and I get it.
Okay.
If I'm sitting here, and we are probably not going to talk very much hockey today, correct? I mean,
I would.
I know you'd like to, but
I'd love to.
in all reality, probably won't talk that much hockey today. If I'm sitting there,
We got a busy show.
and we do have a busy show. We got Jeep Wade coming up today.
I thought it was Bruntz Day.
Well, we got Bruntz too.
Hey, Bruntz is going to shoot Bruntz is going to be right too. The A's are in first place again when we talk to Bruntz.
I know. Listen,
This dude said 3. I gave him 1.5. He said 3+.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if you needed something from me,
Yes.
and I'm like, hey, I'm watching the Red Sox game, you'd be like, yeah, go ahead and do it. Like, go ahead and do the thing I need.
No.
I think you would.
Maybe real time.
Yes.
But I've had time. I can process.
Okay.
Like,
Real time, you'd be like, yeah, can I get that link?
I'm a very quick processor. What would I probably, I'm not even going to fake, right? I probably would have said something to the effect of, hey, my bad, when you get a second. Right. He got the OMG because I thought he was being purposely difficult.
Obtuse.
I didn't want to say obtuse because I don't think he knows what that means. Shane, do you know what obtuse means?
It's not square.
Oh, geez. My man went
angle of a triangle.
Old geometry. That's pretty acute, Shane. Nice answer.
It circles back.
Okay. I mean, give the devil his due. He ain't Rico
All right,
or anybody.
so if it would have been like, I don't know, January 14th, and if the Avs would have been playing the Wild just on a random night.
Shane, I apologize.
It would have been no big deal.
I apologize because I can multitask. I don't assume other people can.
All right.
So like,
all right.
I mean,
well, I have to listen on the phone. So like when I do other things on the phone,
I'm screwing up your, like stop. Listen, just hit me to the side and be like, look, man. No, don't say look, man. Because
then you're going to get
give him a listen, Linda.
No.
You gotta just like, look, man, I'm playoff deep, which isn't very, deep for a 4-footer.
Doesn't happen very often.
No, man, that was spectacular. Though. I'm happy for your guys, and the Wild may not recover.
Yeah,
that's something about 5 years ago the Avs would have done.
Oh yeah,
just melted down against the Stars. That was wild, and I don't even fault. People may talk about that third goal being a bad goal, because it was post side and he had it covered. But man, that deflection, you need to go back and watch that. Is that what you're talking about when you say puck luck, or do you think he should have had that?
No, like that's what I mean when I say puck luck. There's just,
I mean, that's post side. There was no room.
Oh, none.
It was off the carom. He got the
it's the deflections.
That was tough.
Like, to me, more than anything. And I know sometimes they do it on purpose.
It didn't even go up. It went diagonal.
Yeah.
That's tough.
So there's a couple things that I'm talking about when I say like kind of the variance of hockey, right? It's the deflections or caroms, right? I know sometimes they try and do it on purpose. Like you hit a shot in, one of your guys in front tries to knock it down to change the trajectory.
That was the first one. The Avs' first goal was on the redirect.
Which I know sometimes they do it on purpose. I also know sometimes is not on purpose, right? There's just a lot of bodies. Happens in soccer.
Trying to get out of the way.
To get out of the way. The puck gets hit. The other problem is because of we talk a lot about how a football is going to bounce weird. A puck's going to bounce weird.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
And so it's not like soccer where, hey.
Well, even round things bounce weird. Remember when the Cubs broomed the Reds and De La Cruz got the bad hop and extras?
Yeah. But like typically, round ball going to bounce a little bit more.
I hear you. True.
Traditionally than a puck or a football, right? So not only do you have the deflections and caroms that aren't always on purpose, even if they are on purpose, you don't totally know how it's going to bounce.
I hear you.
And so there's just a level of randomness to the sport inherently because of just the shape of the object that I think there's a lot of variance there that cannot be accounted for.
Shane, did you make a noise? Did you make a joyful noise?
Like a one of those?
Colorado lives on the redirect, by the way. And when it's not there.
Are you worried about Makar?
No. I mean, he'll get it together.
He was holding that arm pretty shaky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you make a joyful noise? Did you cheer? You're like, yeah. You're like, yeah.
No, because
that was weird.
And I'll tell you why.
I had a moment.
Because I was
like, what a weirdo.
After all our conversations, I was still staring at the phone and I was staring at the app, and then so I saw the score come up before the call came up.
Yeah, I literally.
So literally, it was like, oh, okay, they won. And then a minute and a half, they actually won on the audio. And I probably would have made a noise then, but I didn't because I already knew.
You'd be like, that's an exhale.
Cool.
I was really at that point saying, I'm not even going to hold you. I was contemplating your aptitude. I was like, I don't even know what to do with this.
My altitude was high. The abs were good.
Back to those 4-footers, huh?
Circles around. I'm not obtuse.
Puff, puff, pass. Like I said, very cute, Shane. Very cute.
Every time Eric Freetag comments in our chat, I'm just like, I wonder if he's related to Daniel.
I like Eric. He's kind of a positive guy.
Oh, hey, welcome to the show. It's good to see you this week. I've been looking for you, but your door has been slightly ajar, mainly closed.
She can't hear you right now.
That's great because she's going to clap back. Yeah, she's going to clap back. So I'm glad she can't hear me. That's fantastic. I got that out of my system.
No, so do you do that when you're watching by yourself? Like you like make a noise when something happens?
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of the tree in the forest thing. Like, I don't know if I pay attention to hearing myself. Now, I have a lot of thoughts.
Yeah. I only know because my dogs react.
So I'm literally reading paragraphs in the group text.
Mhm.
I'm like, what are you guys on?
Oh, we were talking about the draft.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And
we found some common ground.
I don't understand why you push JP on Boozer. He's not.
I didn't push him that much on Boozer.
He's not gonna say he's gonna. That's gonna surface, and if Boozer's good as a rookie and he's offensive minded and he's scoring, it's gonna be a long couple weeks.
I didn't say anything bad about Boozer. I just told him why I liked Caleb Wilson instead.
Hey, but I don't know. Did you know that Cam Boozer was more athletic than Caleb Wilson? That's fine, Jacob. They don't play that way. I don't even know why. I just yelled at him.
Yeah, see, you're yelling at him more than I did.
No, I was just one time.
JP and I found some common ground. We're like, hey, like this is where he's like, I'm not that far off on Peterson. It just bothers you more than it bothers me. And he's like, I'll admit I didn't watch Caleb Wilson as much as I watched Boozer. And so I feel like I had know about him the least. And I was like, I'll be honest with you. And we're going to ask Geep Wade about this. Not about Caleb Wilson, but about the two things I like about him.
This is going to be interesting. How are you going to weave in Caleb Wilson and Geep Wade?
What are the two things I like about Caleb Wilson the most, outside of the basketball stuff?
He plays ridiculously hard.
And incredibly competitive and incredible motor.
Yeah.
And if I have a guy, if I'm making decisions, because I'll be honest, in terms of skill sets, there's in the top 4 guys. So DeBonsa, Peterson, Wilson, Boozer. There's stuff I like, stuff I don't like out of everybody, right? If I'm making a tiebreaker decision about guys that I feel like are about even, I will take the incredible motor and the guy that plays his ass off all the time.
Yeah.
And that's Caleb Wilson. In that group, that's Caleb Wilson.
That's probably why I like Jaylen Brown over Jason Tatum.
So that was interesting.
I don't think so. I'm in complete agreement that if the Celtics are going to make a move.
This was Alan Hahn on ESPN, by the way.
Move Tatum.
I agree.
Jaylen Brown.
But I'm not a Tatum guy.
I like Tatum because he's weird, but I don't like him enough to say, hey, I want to count on you.
Yeah.
I'd move him.
Jaylen Brown strikes me more as
there's going to be a lot of big moves because everybody's going to want to be in the Giannis and
sweepstakes
and your Uncle Kumpos. So
not how you pronounce that.
Well, it's whatever. You remind me of Micah. I don't know why you do that. You've been doing that for 4 years. It's not funny anymore, Dad. Get out.
Like you can go.
Get out. I was up super late, and this dude was, for whatever the reason, using the bathroom very quiet.
Yeah.
I was like, so this morning I asked, I was like, hey, man, I know you like the Dark Knight. You like the Light Ninja? It's too early.
Maybe he was trying not to wake you up.
Never fun. He's just no fun.
See, that's what we need to work on with Micah.
No, you're 100% right.
I like his temperament, but I need him to have a little bit more fun sometimes.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, no, we'll get it out of him.
You and birthday dinners tonight, right?
He just needs to spend a little more time with me.
Birthday dinner. We had to move everything. I couldn't even watch Zoe play last night. Right? Yeah. Didn't leave West Side until, I know you're shocked, a little after 6. Wasn't driving to Fort Calhoun, but
when the thing said 31 minutes, right? For an hour and 15-minute time limit.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. It's like, hey, let's readjust. I cooked for them before, although Caleb's getting much better.
Mm-hmm.
Before I left, so they could have eaten at any time.
Yeah.
Because I left at the house at 4 to go back to Westside. These dudes decided they want to go hoop at the middle school.
Yeah.
I got no problems with that. I said, oh, we're moving dinner anyway. Micah, hey, it's his dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Can we, do you mind if we eat around 6:30 tonight? Get this. What? Why? Like we moved this for you. Well, Abdul has some practice time. Field's open over at the Boys and Girls Club. I want to go get a workout in. See if I can drag Caleb along. I said, when? I'm thinking like 6:15 maybe. You cool with that? Well, no. No, I'm not. But of course, we're eating at 6:30.
Well,
like, just no fun, man.
Are you guys going somewhere tonight? Or are you cooking?
I'm cooking. We're doing he runs chorizo soft tacos, street tacos, and shrimp.
Dude, chorizo's good. I love chorizo.
Yeah, this dude is getting fresh, peeled, deveined shrimp. And chorizo from one of the best chorizo places in the city.
There you go.
But since they're not paying me, I give them money. I ain't mentioning them.
Juan says, I don't know where this came from. He says, if you hosted a World Cup viewing party and I bring cookies and ice cream, would you disown me for that?
Yes. Juan knows I'm out on. So I think
Juan, bring the desserts. You can come to my World Cup viewing party.
I'm not gonna fake excitement about the World Cup yet. Maybe as it gets closer.
Mm-hmm.
I saw parking was going for over $1,000.
Yeah, no, the ticket prices are insane.
In LA. No, did you hear what I said?
Yeah, $1,000.
I said parking.
Yeah.
We get mad if it's $25 at the CWS.
Yeah.
$1,000.
I was paying like $40 a pop down at Memorial, and I was not enjoying myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's extortion.
Yeah, I know. Some of us don't have the fancy parking passes there, DB. So
you want to go 5 hours early and work, knock yourself out, man. Or save you the $30
to not have to park down there. I might take you up on that. I think you underestimate how much I hate driving and parking in Lincoln on game day.
Yeah, it's rots.
The worst.
It's not good.
Yeah. No, it's
I'm totally with that.
It's no, the prices are
Juan,
insane.
First, and it's the summer. Don't bring any ice cream.
Yeah, I know. You gotta get the ice cream to cool off, man. Listen,
because then we gotta have the dry ice or the regular ice and the cool. Nah, man.
I mean, you have a whole freezer in your garage, man.
I barely got any room in that thing, and I certainly ain't making room for ice cream.
Juan, I got room for ice cream all the time. You just come on over.
I did see a good cookie yesterday in the grocery store.
Oh, what kind of cookies?
Oh, you know the kind. It was oatmeal raisin.
Oh, I meant I didn't know if it was like a brand or if they were like cooked there.
It was theirs.
Oh, they're like from their bakery?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I did?
What?
I was
smell it?
No.
Oh.
Almost just as bad. I squished through the plastic to see if they were soft. It went.
Listen, you gotta have a soft cookie. I
didn't even buy them. I just was being nosy.
I mean, it's just fingering other people's cookies. That's weird, but that's all right.
That was more of a fondle than a finger.
I mean, it's just like,
it was a push. So do you know why I didn't just use the single finger?
Why?
Because I didn't want to leave an indentation.
So you squished the whole cookie instead?
Yeah, as I covered more surface area, it was less apt to crack or bend.
Yeah. Squishing the whole cookie.
There is some scientific study behind that works in my brain, but I felt like the finger would have just been like
the conconcentrated pressure point versus the spread out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. It's just you're squishing an entire cookie.
So it was that, not a
just out there just touching other people's cookies and not buying them.
Maybe nobody bought them. I don't know.
I mean, if they're as good as you're saying, I bet somebody bought them.
Well, clearly the oatmeal raisin is the bastard of the cookies. Nobody's rocking with just going to get oatmeal raisin cookies.
You're right, because it's bad.
It's not,
I like oatmeal cookies. I'm out on the raisins.
it makes no sense.
Yeah, it does. Raisins are gross.
But I get it if they're warm because I don't eat warm cookies.
You just don't eat warm anything, or what? What's the problem here? You don't eat warm sandwiches. We're out on warm cookies.
No, I like plenty of things warm.
Okay.
I mean, the ice box.
I mean, a lot of times that's the reason you always say you're like leaving stuff out on the counter so you can just grab it. You don't have to warm it back up. Like
I don't
you
want
have a problem with heating
listen,
things?
if I pull it at 120, I don't want to have to work very hard and maybe have to eat that thing at like 133. So
all right, I'm just
the less
trying to get the methodology
from the cold to the desired consumption temp I need it, the easier it is to warm up. Plus, have you ever tried to bring something back to temp at like 200 so you don't cook it? Do you know how long that takes? You're a microwave guy, so you have no idea.
I don't know.
So it's very easy for you to just make fun of me.
100% yes.
But that's fine. That's why your palate sucks, and I'm a good cook.
My palate's good. My cooking ability is nothing, but my palate's good.
I saw macaroni in a bag.
I just understand that I'm getting a lesser version once I reheat it, and I've accepted that.
Lesser version. That's probably what people are thinking about Jason Tatum on the open market. Lesser version. I'm serious, though. This Giannis sweepstakes has me fascinated.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out what, like, I know.
You hurt his own, listen, long-term deal or get out.
No, I get that. But if you have to pay him, he's 31.
Yeah.
He's been in the league 12 years.
Yeah.
I know we don't think of him this way, but he is a big man.
Mm-hmm.
He's over 7 feet tall. He
plays like a gazelle. His game is predicated on athleticism
and physicality. And
yeah,
like, I don't know how he's going to age. He's pretty injury prone, and I have to pay him. What am I like? I'm not saying you shouldn't try, but what am I willing to give up in addition to that?
A lot.
Okay.
Because if I'm a contender, I mean,
like if you're Oklahoma City or San Antonio, it's no just right off the bat.
Yeah,
right?
you don't have
you
to
don't need him.
You don't have to.
But if you're Houston,
he doesn't help Houston the way you listen. He needs a guy. Like a pick and pop team.
Mm-hmm.
Like imagine Giannis in Detroit with Cade Cunningham.
I was thinking New York with
same sentiment.
Okay. So you need like playmaker point guard, makes his life easier.
Put him in pick and pop.
Okay.
Like he'd be like clearly this guy don't know I work. Like, what are you doing? Why do people do that?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I feel like it's disrespectful. No, Kobe, absolute. That Jalen Duren didn't play a single flipping minute in the fourth quarter.
Man,
he rots. Jalen Duren
the bed in the playoffs. Hard.
Jalen Duren is a
dude. Terrible.
I wish I'm old now, so I don't know what my market value is, but I want to know what it would feel like.
Mm-hmm.
To have the opportunity to just make a ton of bread and just be like, and light that thing on fire. I'm like, you could get a max deal if you just show the heck up. You're not going to get it from Detroit.
No, but somebody will.
And he can't play dead.
No. He has to hope that he makes third team NBA. So that his max deal kicks into what it needs to be.
Oh boy,
because
no.
Otherwise, and he might this year. Like he had a really good regular season.
Oh no!
But if he doesn't, his market value just took a huge duker.
Yeah. Who does Ayton even play for, Kobe? What Ayton is he talking about? Ayton? Who's Ayton? He ain't my sight line. Who's Ayton play for?
I don't know what you want to do with Ayton.
Yeah, I was getting killed by one of our former producers at Playfly, who's a big Lakers fan, but he's younger than me.
Yeah.
And he just would not let me off the hook about why I hate the Lakers. I'm like, look,
like
man.
this particular version of the Lakers?
Yes.
Okay.
Unlikable.
Yeah. No, I mean, they play bad basketball. Like, it's not fun to watch. Not a lot of likable characters.
But he's one of those guys, like, super good natured. I just I didn't feel like arguing, but he was going in pretty good.
Are you a Reeves guy?
Yes.
So you're in on Reeves.
Yes.
No Luka, no LeBron.
So
no
can we go all the way back to 2 years ago when I didn't want Reeves to be in any of the deals?
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I'm in on Reeves.
Is he the only guy that like basically on that roster that you like? In terms of relatively high profile?
Well, I liked Connect.
Yeah.
I like.
You like Kennard?
Who?
Luke Kennard?
Yeah, he's fine.
As like, well, I'm just trying to find guys you like.
I like the rim runner.
Jackson Hayes?
Yeah. That's about it.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have to stretch too far.
That's all we got.
I mean, but again, and my man Drew Down, he didn't have this frame of reference, but if I can cheer for Corey Blunt and Sasha Vujovic and Smush Parker, like I can endure.
Yeah.
But they're not likable.
You weren't a big Sasha Vujovic guy?
Dude, he was worried more about his hair than if I see
What about Ronnie Turioff? Big Ronnie Turioff guy?
No. I liked his Zags though.
Yeah. He was good for Gonzaga.
I can't stand when people are doing something fairly workmanlike and you're putting your hair behind your ears or you're tying up your braids. Like either cut that bleep or like do it different because you look like a dude that cares more about your hair than having guys just go Louisiana by you.
Yeah.
It's a weird listen, if your boy Stephon Castle didn't play so hard.
Oh, he'd drive you crazy.
Oh my God. Every time he goes to the bench.
At least he waits till he's on the bench.
Fudge.
Dude, Sasha was doing it on the floor.
Oh yeah.
Can't get that thing behind the
Hey,
ear.
what are we doing? What are we doing?
Alex says Robert Sacre was the glue.
Oh my gosh.
What a pull.
Here I come to set my screen.
What a pull on Robert Sacre.
And then he would show, and it's like, why? You can't shoot. Knock it off.
Yeah, my man moved like a zombie.
Dude. He
Or
reminded
a mummy, like a mummy.
Saying, who's my guy that I like? Oh, Solomon Grundy. That's who he reminded me of. Do you know anything about Solomon Grundy?
That name is not ringing any bells.
Shane, are you rocking with me on that? I need a high five. Although for you, it would be like...
You know who that name?
Solomon Grundy.
You know who that name reminded me
Todd,
of?
he absolutely does. And Ravi blew who it was the first time.
What?
Teasley.
No, I did not. Not today.
No, I said the first.
Oh,
You more gum, huh?
yeah.
More dentine.
Like to chew. I'm trying to figure out who Solomon Grundy is.
Solomon Grundy.
Oh, he's a comic book character. I thought he was like an obscure basketball player.
What?
I don't know, man. Why would
When Shane, hey, say that. He said, what?
we were literally talking about basketball players, and you're like, oh, it reminds me of Solomon
Have you
Grundy.
ever heard of a Solomon Grundy? Robbie has no idea, A-Train.
No, but there's a lot of weird basketball names out there. I don't know. I'd also never heard of a Giannis Antetokounmpo before either, and here we are.
Okay. Kobe's just out here pushing buttons. I went on about an hour. As long as I was in the barbershop,
Yeah.
I went on a full-fledged meltdown over Swaggy P.
Oh, big Nick Young guy, huh?
Oh, God. Oh, fudge. Because the third barber, he's almost never there in the daytime because he has a different job. He mainly cuts on the weekends, except if it's an appointment. He's a huge Lakers guy too, big Kobe guy.
Yeah.
And another guy that doesn't like LaFraud, but we got into this Nick Young debate, and I was like,
What was the debate? Like, is somebody pro Nick Young?
just the usage and what he was capable of. It was very, I mean, you're talking to a couple Laker heads, so it was like a back and forth. And he wasn't necessarily in disagreement. It was the peanut gallery. Because I clearly remember I stopped in on a Saturday because my barber had some things that I needed to pick up. And
Juan, I don't think you can say that.
wait a minute.
Sorry, go ahead.
What did Juan? You got to watch.
I don't think you can say that, Juan. All right, Nick Young, barbershop.
That's worse than at least.
That's pretty bad.
At least Austin has like some kind of ends, like segues for his randomness.
Yeah, no, that was just
That's
was
like
aggressive.
out of nowhere.
That was aggressive.
No, I'm not a swaggy P guy. Go.
Wait, so what was the argument?
A-Train Cedric Ceballos was at one point.
He was pretty good.
I don't know if I had to call him a friend, but
you knew him?
Yeah, there was a Cedric Ceballos reference.
Really?
Yeah.
I liked Cedric Ceballos back in the day.
My sister was really good friends with this guy, David Chambers, and David Chambers moved to Vegas and he spent a lot of time in Cali and he did a lot of promotions and ticket stuff. And he had a friend of a guy that wanted to be my agent when I was first coming out. And somehow it was like this Cedric Ceballos thing, and Toby Wright was in Phoenix at the same time. So anyway, that's a great Cedric Ceballos is a great pull. I was never a Nick Van Exel guy, but it took me this is so dumb. It took me a long time to come around on lefties.
I was a big Eddie Jones guy.
I love Eddie Jones.
Loved Eddie Jones.
I love Eddie Jones.
So Nick Young is it's interesting that he came up because I've been having this conversation with multiple people kind of over the past few weeks, and I asked.
They were big. Let him come off the bench, shoot your eye out, give you 14 points, and sit back down.
Yes.
And I was like, "No, man, that's not how this team needs to play." I could get worked up about
You remember the question I asked Brian Edwards a couple weeks ago about Trae Young?
Is he good at basketball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Nick Young's a really good example of this. There's obviously like a skill set there, right? Like he can shoot the ball. He's pretty athletic. Like decent handle, can get himself open, get shots. Like there's a skill set there that like is undeniably a quality basketball skill set.
Yeah.
At no point has Nick Young ever contributed to winning basketball.
That was kind of my point.
So like I have the hardest time because like sometimes when I ask people like, well, are they good at basketball? Like people ask that about Trae Young and they're like, well, yeah, he averages like 26 a game and 8 assists and whatever. And I'm like, that's not what I mean. Because like I can see that. I have eyeballs.
Yeah.
I know that he can shoot and dribble and whatever. But like when I ask if somebody's good at basketball, I want to know, are they going to contribute? Like Sam Hoiberg, very good at basketball, worse skill set than Trae Young. Like he just does, right? Yeah. But if I'm
much bigger contributor to winning, yeah.
But like I would say, I would rather have a Sam Hoiberg type. I understand Sam's not going to play in the NBA. I would rather have a Sam Hoiberg type than a Trae Young type. Because I actually think if you've got a guy that skilled that doesn't contribute to winning, you're worse off.
Is it sports specific?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm talking about basketball specific.
Because you get into like the Mike Trout range. There's lots of guys.
Baseball's too insulated on an individual level.
Okay.
That Barry Bonds is the same way. Ken Griffey never won anything big. Baseball's a different animal.
Yeah. I agree.
I struggle with guys that
our man LC.
Where's LC been?
I miss him. All right, is it only a hoops thing?
So I don't know enough about hockey.
LC likes hockey?
No, in terms of the point that I'm making about like the Trae Young types.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know enough about hockey to say whether or not they like. I don't know if the Trae Young archetype exists in hockey. Just like empty calories.
Right, Jeremy, he will have a full-fledged meltdown over this, so don't even get him started. A full-fledged meltdown.
Just
keep it. We will not get out of the first hour.
Are there Trae Young archetypes in hockey?
So, do you know who I think it used to be, you guys? Sasha, can you talk? Do you know who I think it used to be? I'm not kidding you. This was before they started winning. Maybe it was because I was so pro Crosby. I used to think that about Ovechkin. I was like, oh yeah, this guy's gonna get you 50 goals. They suck.
Like empty calories.
Yeah.
I would, but then they started winning, and I was like, well, fudge. But
I still think they suck.
Nobody's as bad as the Flyers as a Pens fan. I'm just saying. But I used to think that about Ovi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely.
So
used to
yeah,
do-
so I don't know enough about hockey to know if that's like a common archetype because it's super common in basketball. There's a bunch of dudes
yeah, to just go get buckets.
that if you put them in a workout, you'd be like, oh my god.
Hey, I got one more quick question.
Yeah.
Is Jaden Ivey just done playing basketball?
There's a good chance that he's not going to get to play anymore in the U.S. China might take him. He seems like a China basketball player.
Oh, unless you know the Jaden Ivey story, that delivery is not going to be near as fun. That was really good.
Thank you.
That was the epitome of a prick. That might have been one of the more low-key prick answers and deliveries of all time. You just sit in you apparently have strong feelings.
I think his personality traits might fit in better with their ecosystem.
Oh, that was good. It's very good.
Thank you.
What a dick. Whew. All right, I'm better.
Yeah, no, because I know there's a ton of these guys in basketball, right? Like basketball is filled with dudes that you watch in a workout and your mind would be blown.
Yeah,
And then you watch
Harden.
And you watch in a game and you're just
like people
what?
actually think. Did you watch that last night?
Yeah, I struggle with Harden a lot, actually.
The 1 of 8.
Yeah.
The foul shooting, although he did get his own offensive rebound, he's just careless with the goddamn basketball.
So I know you know my stance on Harden, but I actually do really struggle with him in this conversation a lot because if he's on your team, he actually raises your floor in the regular
100%.
season pretty.
100%.
So like he's not totally a fit there,
100%.
right? Like you can have Trae Young on your team, you'll win 20 games and nobody cares,
Yeah.
right? Like if James Harden's on your team,
he's just hard to watch.
super hard to watch. I hate watching him play basketball. He's a disaster in the playoffs. So he's like in his own little universe of if I'm on your team, you're winning 45 games.
Yeah, but
if we get to the playoffs, you're not going anywhere past that, and you're going to hate watching every second of it.
Yeah.
James Harden's such a weird basketball player.
And the other thing was, God. What'd I say about the shrimp?
I thought you just said the peeled and deveined. I didn't think it was that weird.
I see, and I'm this close.
Yeah.
To like hanging out with one.
He might be out the club
again. He gets kicked out once a week.
And he finds his way back in.
Like we're to the point of like,
are you guys texting?
About to.
Okay.
No, he's back on ice. Juan is crazy. This dude says sensual. What a goofball. Come on, man. My name ain't.
What? Yeah, you need to keep that under wraps. No friendly fire here.
Definitely a dude that touches his food.
I mean, everybody has to touch their food to eat it, DB.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, I dodged me a bullet.
Yeah. Whoa.
Sometimes we just get real casual.
You gotta keep your head on a swivel.
Real casual. It's like we're sitting on my couch or something. Man.
No, Harden is one of the hardest players in my NBA lifetime to evaluate.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Horrible to watch, unbelievable. And for as out of shape that he appears to be at times, plays 80 games almost every year.
Yeah,
he's an enigma of a basketball player. I don't know what to do with him.
Yeah.
I know I don't like him that much in terms of actually watching him. I'd hate to have him on my team, but
I don't even know. So I have only small doses of Harden, right? He made some really strong passes at my old babysitter. Thought she's a little young, but outside of that, I don't know about him as a
dude, like
as
a person.
A dude.
Yeah,
I listened to his interviews, and did you catch the last one when he had the Angels hat on? And the Angels are in town, and the question, dude, I'm not. Listen,
I know.
My man goes, hey, the Angels, any significance? You're just rocking an Angels hat. I mean, it was sitting like he wore it like a goofball to begin with.
Yeah,
so
like
that
super
was
high on his head.
And he looked at the report, the guy that asked the question. He goes, I don't know anything about anything, man. I just play ball. Come on, man. You just happen to be wearing an Angels hat. Like,
while they're in town.
There's a backstory, numbnuts. Like, don't ask the guy like he's a ding dong because they're in town.
This is what bothers me about the way. And listen, media is not victims. I get that, but it bothers me about the way people. Like I've talked about this with coaches sometimes, where like somebody asks a legitimate question, and that's not even like a gotcha question. He's just like, "Hey, what's with the Angels hat, man?" Like that's a pretty benign question, and to answer it like that, like that.
I'm just telling you, 98% of the time, when you ask people questions and their natural reaction is to be defensive, it's like guilty.
Yeah, I'm out. Like I'm just out.
But you and what? Okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like you can't rationalize with those people.
It's like when you ask a coach about an open job and he's like, "How dare you?"
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, you signed already? Cool."
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like Wade's presser post South Carolina.
I'm going to be here for a long time and to get
like, no, you're not.
We're going to be good at basketball or no, NC State.
Yeah.
And this is a championship caliber program.
Basketball school.
Give it 72 hours.
Well, I mean, Will Wade's a different thing because he just lies all the time.
Deuces.
my guy just can't stop lying.
Yeah, just kidding. Hey, James, the Angels are in town, man. Why are you wearing that hat?
Oh, no, man. I just play basketball. I don't know nothing. All right, buddy. It's fine.
I don't know about Cleveland's scene in that arena, Chuck.
Dude, I've been to Cleveland for nationals in wrestling. Cleveland, for its perception, is a very good host city.
Yeah, I know. There's I don't know about like some of the extracurriculars that James Harden has a proclivity for.
Do they have those there?
That's what I was asking. I was like, I don't know, because he was talking about what James Harden might be aware of the schedule on, and as opposed to baseball. And I go, I don't know what Cleveland's scene is like there.
Wings. He goes for the wings.
Certainly no Sarasota. I know that.
How's he doing?
That's an Austin joke.
Are we good? Is he good?
I don't know.
Is he there yet?
I don't know. He's going today.
Oh, I thought it was like the Kevin Hart Ice Cube movie.
Wait, which black people? Is that Cedric?
Pulling a Ravi.
Who was in Are We There Yet?
That was Ice Cube, I think.
No, if you know and I don't, I might have to leave.
I think I got
Please
it.
don't let it have been Ice Cube.
I think I got it.
Please
I think it was
don't, because I feel terrible. I just said three brothers and maybe none of them were it.
Wasn't there like 3 movies?
Wait, they made sequels to Are We There
Oh,
Yet?
yeah. There's at least, oh, yeah, it's our guy, Ice Cube.
Is it?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yes, let's go.
Damn it. How did you get one? You're dumb.
That's a little aggressive. Seems unnecessary. Because I suffer from face blindness. We don't have to.
You were very specific.
We don't have to get into the specifics. I still don't want to tell you who I thought was Dak Prescott in your trunk yesterday.
Yeah, you glossed over that. Who did you think was Dak Prescott?
I'm not telling you. His face was mostly covered in my defense. But I'm not going to tell you.
Come on, man.
I can't do it.
He goes, so have you seen my setup? Like sometimes I just put the heads in the back seat, or sometimes like
I keep them corralled. They're like in the trunk.
But for whatever the reason, I don't know why I had to move trunk space. Oh, because I got some meat from Les.
Okay.
And I didn't want to set. That's when I had O'Neill's cooler back
Oh,
there.
yeah.
So they were a little disheveled.
Yeah, they were spread out. They were kind of stacked on top of each other.
And it was a couple days ago, and he was checking on me to make sure I didn't have any like pumps or anything in my car when it was running. And I was like, well, no, we're out in the open air. I'm good. Like, we're fine. And so I popped my trunk to get the heads out, and he was like, why do you have Dak Prescott in your car? Or
And
why do
then
you have you said, why do you have
I was like, why do you have Dak Prescott? And I was like, wait, never mind. Because I realized my mistake.
who was it?
I don't want to say. It's bad, man.
Dude, you thought
It's bad.
John Baylor was a young Kent Pavelka. It's fine. They're Anglo. Like,
Again, most of his face was covered by as you described, the faces were in a little bit of disarray, so most of his face was covered. I just saw like the bottom half, mostly kind of like
stop.
Because Dak has kind of the like goatee thing going on.
Listen,
It was to kill shorts.
Jesus.
I don't feel good about it.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Dikil Shorts has been up here at least four times.
I couldn't see his whole face. I saw like this much. It was like here. This is what I saw.
Dude.
This is like what I saw.
No.
This is like what I saw.
No.
And I was like, why is that? We got Dak in there. And
No.
it wasn't.
That's no. No. Absolutely not.
Like I said, I know it was a bad mistake. I understand that.
Agreed, Daniel. Agreed.
I know. That's why I didn't want to say it, Daniel.
Okay, why are you talking like that?
Is that the noise you make after Golden State loses?
I know.
No, but
No, that's the noise I make before I'm about to torch somebody usually. Or say something I'm not supposed to.
Why is everybody so mad?
I don't know. He's mad at me because I was giving him a hard time.
He was clearly mad at me for texting during his game. No, Dak is not in the collection.
He is not.
No.
Dikil Shorts is.
So were there any more requests? We need Ben McLaughlin.
Yep. Thank you, T-Mac. He said he thought Geep Wade here was Brian Windhorst horse the first time he saw him. It happens to everybody.
I don't know, man.
Faces.
What do you mean?
Faces out of context are really hard for me for some reason.
Oh, I got one I need to bring in.
Yeah.
There's not I want to know who you think it is, though.
No.
I think I've used him before.
Do they look like you or do they look like Shane?
Me.
Shoot.
so they're tall.
You're so stupid. You need to give yourself a timeout.
Congrats on your abs. Should we take a break?
Come on, man.
Wait.
If you want to.
I was talking to Zoe through setting the lineup. Would you like to reset the lineup?
Yeah.
Because I asked before, and Sasha, were you in here when I said, hey, I was talking, do you want to reset the lineup? And he goes, in typical Ravi fashion, you know who's on the show.
I mean, you should.
Well, it ain't for me.
I know, but everybody else heard. Everybody else heard because they were listening.
Well, I don't know. I didn't know if I was.
You were the only one with your headset off.
You need to reset it. We've had a couple of people in the chat ask if there's going to be a golf guy on.
Yes, there will be a golf guy. His name is John Rathouz. It's our golf guy that we usually talk to. We talk to him for the Masters. He's a former PJ caddy.
He's actually funny.
We'll talk to him at 8 o'clock. At 8:20, we will talk to one Geep Wade, the offensive line coach for Nebraska.
Should I change his face? Is it awkward for him to be looking at himself?
No, I think it's fine. I wouldn't worry about it.
All right.
Do you have like an extra in your bag or something? You don't want to run downstairs and get it.
God, you have such a punchable face.
At 9 o'clock, we will talk to Michael Bruntz, as we always do on Thursdays. And then at 9:30, Brian Edwards graciously agreed to move his time slot so we could talk to Geep for a little bit longer. He'll be at 9:30.
I think you're stupid.
What'd I do? You asked me to reset the lineup. That's the lineup for today.
That's fine. What do you want, Juan?
I feel like Juan has kind of been coming at you today a little bit.
I don't know. It's like the closer we get, the more obnoxious he is.
Oh, Jay Sadi wants Mark Manning head.
Oh yeah, we definitely need Manning.
Yeah.
Good call. So,
do we have a Coach Ravel head?
No.
I mean, if they make a little run here, she might deserve some FaceTime.
Yeah, we think mainstay. So I'll take I'd like to do like 10 or 12 at a time.
Do we have Coach Bolt?
Definitely need Coach Bolt.
Okay. Who else?
Definitely need Coach Bolt. Who comes up a lot that's kind of random? I have LaFraud.
We need Benny Mack.
I have Steph. I have Jordan. I have Bo. I have Dion.
You have Dan Hurley. You need a Mick Cronin.
Yeah,
you need a Mick
because
Cronin.
he comes up an unreasonable amount. He's keep giving material
for being the UCLA head basketball coach. He comes up an unreasonable amount on this show.
Look at Sasha suggestive hinting, and she's like 4 feet from almost.
Sasha, here's the problem. All right, is if I come back, then we're like 2 minutes early. I'm trying to stretch this for like 2 minutes so that we can just come back.
No, here's the thing: we can take a 5-minute break. It's okay.
I was gonna say, did you know you could take a full break? Like,
anytime I try and do that,
if you don't take a break now, it's gonna be 2 full hours without one. You know that.
Every time I try and do that, Shane brings his face like 90 seconds. We got 90 seconds to come back.
We can't just be deflecting now.
I don't
Why
think
is everybody mad?
because
Avs won. I mean, come on.
because apparently you're listening to a hockey game, so you can't work. That's fine.
Well,
Wow, it's a total normal people behavior.
what the hell was that?
It's not like you can't. I mean, I'm just saying.
Where's Rico at so he can cuss at you?
Oh, Shane, you do just fine cussing.
I was cursing a lot last night.
You could probably listen to that hockey game on a computer too. I'm just saying.
I have the app on the phone. How am I supposed to do that?
Oh man,
I'm gonna tell you, man. If there's an app for it, you can almost certainly get it on a laptop too. That's almost 100% foolproof.
Do you still need to, like?
oh Shane, I rock with you, bud. You're my dude. I don't care what you like. I got you.
Hey, let's take a break.
You're terrible.
Ravi's on my side.
I can agree with anybody if they agree with me. Exactly. 100%.
That's one of the all-time Raviisms ever.
I'm very agreeable.
As long as they agree with me.
Let's take a quick break. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We will be right back on Hurrdat Sports Live with our guy, John Rathouz, to talk a little PGA Championship at the top of the hour.
All right, Coach. First win for the program since 2018. You were a part of that roster as well with the assistant coach. How does this one feel?
You know, it all comes down to our seniors. They make everything happen, but it feels so special. This is the group that was going to take us here and get us our first win since 2018, and it feels really, really good.
What has the senior class been through, overcoming some of the first-round mistakes that kind of hampered you the past 2 years and now finally getting that elusive win?
Yeah, they've been through, a school split, low numbers. Our first year with these guys, we had 17 players that played, so we didn't even have a JV squad. So they've been through everything, but they've shaped our program. They've done everything for us, and it's been a special ride.
What's it mean to have a senior like Olivia Thompson that is battling through injury, gets back for district final, and performs the way she did today?
I never had a doubt. I knew as soon as she went down in that Blair game, she was going to be back. I just had a feeling. And when I saw her the next day, she said, I'll be back. I'll be back for the district final, and she was. So I had never had a doubt. She is one special player, and I'm glad she's on our side.
Like I've told these girls all season, every game we play, they're going to have a target on their back. The feelings at games are going to change because nobody roots for Goliath. So that's just the way it is this year.
You had Hymas get her first 2 of the season. Ava gets a hat trick after only scoring twice. What's that say about how your attack is set up?
We just, at every single practice and every single game, we stress everybody does everything together. sayings for that over in Europe for the type of soccer they play. Mentioned on Ted Lasso, I don't know. We just figured that out here in Lincoln. If everybody hustles, everybody plays defense, everybody plays offense, everybody's going to get their shots. It's live by the 3, die by the 3 as well. Sooner or later, they're going to go in, just keep shooting.
Season high here for you.
Yeah, most definitely. It's weather and the big field, and it's Creighton, and this is just a different place to play, and we're kind of used to it.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Just a trained killer when it comes to golf. Winning. This third.
137. Oh, yes. That's the way to do it with style. No matter. It'll just make the final margin 5. Scotty Scheffler wins in a runaway in the showdown at Charlotte.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by John Rathouz, former PGA caddy. Talk a little PGA Championship. What's going on, John? How we doing?
Morning, guys. How you doing? I'm doing well. Good to see you.
JR, anytime you're usually in like the 8 o'clock, it's anytime after the first hour. And if you get us and we're all still together, it's a decent morning because every day it is a crapshoot of whether we're going to make it through the first hour.
Man, I feel the same way. Just got the kids out the door. I didn't know we were going to make it through the first hour.
See, that's how I feel with these kids. It's not what I do. Of course, nothing. So, do you want to know our picks pre or post your segment, JR?
I'm vibing on whatever. I'm able to digest this golf course a little bit. I kind of have some players that I like. So, I'm right. Why don't we hear from you guys first?
Let me give these to you. I'm not going to tell you who picked who. You tell me which group you like the best. Okay.
So it's 3 and anybody that was greater than
80 to 1.
80 to 1.
Okay.
So 3 and a long shot.
All right. So here we go. The first group is Scheffler, Koepka, DeChambeau, and McNeely. Second group is McIlroy, Schauffele, Fitzpatrick, and Neiman. The third group is Young, Oberg, Fleetwood, and Spieth.
So, and what are we talking about? Total money?
Yep. Purse money won.
Yeah. I kind of am a little partial to Group C, Team 3. Otherwise, I would say the first squad was Scheffler.
Yeah, you like a winner. That's
exactly.
That sounds about right. I'm trying to become the first back-to-backer. Right?
Yeah.
We've all won, but nobody's going back-to-back.
I will say I
crushed the Masters.
You crushed. So here's the thing.
Oh God,
I would have won on strokes on the Masters. You won on prize money.
What she said.
Because you better to win on strokes than to not.
I'll take the money.
I won with the best score, but we switched to money before the Masters. And if you get the winner, then you get it's almost impossible to catch. Yeah.
Okay. So you had the winner, Dame, but did you also have as a football player, how proud of your boy Colin Morikawa were you for that Masters performance?
Listen, I was ramming my head into the wall that I was like,
that you picked him.
I was like, please just get through day 1. Then he got through day 2, and I was like, oh shoot, I might be on to one.
Then he rallied.
So then I had a last pick yesterday. That was my last pick. It was my third pick, and I was like, ooh, do I go back? But I didn't take the bait. But I'm glad you like my group. I feel pretty good about it.
So, John, you said you've been getting into the golf course a little bit here and what players you like. What about this course lends itself to certain types of players versus others?
Yeah, so I've got a good buddy that a Philly guy. He met him up at Marion at the U.S. Open over 10 years ago. Call him Marion Tim, and he's caddied out at Aronimink, and they call it the Mink up there, which I feel like you guys would like. This golf course redone recently, and I think the greens are the big feature. They're huge greens with sections, and they're going to be fast. You got to stay below the hole. Donald Ross golf course. So being a good putter, I think, you're going to have a hot putter this week, but I think you're also going to have to be a good putter. And then, being really good with your iron game is always good, but I think it's going to pay off this week because a lot of guys are going to hit greens, but can you get it in the right spot where the pins are, and leave yourself with, more reasonable putts. So I think those are the two biggest factors. I think driving distance always helps. And the guys were kind of lamenting how it's not overly strategic off the tee, and maybe you can play out of the rough a little bit. And I think that'll be TBD as the days get underway here to see kind of how the course is actually playing. But I know Rory had those comments early in the week, so that's kind of the profile of a player that I feel like might do well this week. But it's always tricky when you haven't seen that course before. We've seen it a couple times on the PGA Tour in the last 15 years, but not really since the redo. I guess once since the redo. Sorry.
Let me take advantage of your experience. So when you're playing a course that you don't have a ton of familiarity with, listen, if it's Augusta or some of these historic places, Pebble, you kind of know how they like the pin placements, Thursday through Sunday. What kind of variables do you try to anticipate, or do you just play it as it is when you're thinking degree of difficulty as they continue to see how the course is actually playing? And I mean by they, I mean the course management in terms of actual pin placements.
Yeah, I think that's tricky. I mean, I think identifying spots where they're going to put pins, generally speaking, is pretty straightforward when you're playing practice rounds. You can't cover it all, but then you don't quite have the time to pick up on all the little subtleties, right? And so that's kind of tricky when you're going back to the same tour stop year after year. You can be like, oh, I've seen that one before and I've struggled over there. I'm going to go work on that little spot for a while. Well, you don't really have the time, and you don't really have the specific locations necessarily to really pick it apart like that. So that's tricky. And then it becomes, the kind of shot value thing, which I think we've talked about before, like when you're in the course of a round, kind of knowing whether that's a good pin to go at, or, how to take advantage of this hole. So you really have to depend on your experience just as a golfer, and kind of your golf IQ and what your gut's telling you. And then you kind of letting the weather dictate it, how you're feeling for the day. And so in the end, you're just kind of, playing the golf course, which is a nice way to be. Just some guys are, maybe a little bit more adept at that than others. When you talk about Scheffler, certainly that sets up really well for him because he's just such a smart player and really has a good instinct going right now.
Let me ask you something, John. Is it practical, or is it like a certain kind of golfer can stand over a putt, right? You're getting your green red, you make the stroke. Do the good ones find ways to memorize versus different places on the putting surface? Like, hey, just yesterday this was a little right to left, or so today do folks real time calculate that kind of stuff and store it in the Rolodex?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think as the week goes on and you're on the practice putting green, and you're out on the course playing practice rounds, and then you're out in the tournament playing, like you're constantly uploading stuff into your head. Man, these greens tend to break a little bit more than I've been giving them credit for. That sort of thing. And and then with a lot of the way the guys are reading the greens these days with aim point and some of these other kind of little more technical ways of doing it, where they're kind of calibrating themselves on the putting greens before they go out on the tournament, and then they're using their feet or their eyes, their fingers to kind of measure slope. Then you're able to kind of tune into those things a little bit more. So you're constantly uploading, and then I think the trick is to kind of react a little bit more. Like where you're kind of able to just kind of be more of an athlete and let your kind of your mind kind of take over for you a little bit, where instead of trying to be super 100% correct.
Yeah. John, as you're kind of describing this course and some of the things that it presents for golf, who's the guy that we haven't talked about yet that you are intrigued by this week?
Yeah, so a little further down the board, and I didn't hear him mention that, has been playing really well in the majors lately, has got some good form coming up, is probably the best putter, if not one of the 5 best putters on the PGA Tour, that's been sticking his nose in there a little bit more lately, is Sam Burns. I think Sam Burns is like 60, 70, 80 to 1.
80 to 1.
And I think he was basically had the lead most of the Masters, so I think Sam Burns like fits this course really well. I think one thing I didn't mention at the outset is that you're going to have a lot of wedges around this place, and that's a strong suit for him too. I think that 100 to 150 range is going to be, a popular shot this week. So I think it sets up for Sam pretty well.
John, let me get to the your initials namesake here, because he wasn't picked. He's highly thought of with his odds to have a chance to win. How much of the benefit of the doubt does a guy like Jon Rahm get, considering how talented he is, but we're always waiting for him to put it together? He gets great odds almost every major out for the results he yields. Are we just banking on the fact he's so gifted?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's built in. I mean, like Phil Mickelson.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's a world-class player. I mean, he obviously had that kind of breakout streak a few years ago, and then he's over at Live, and we just don't know what to do with him now. So, where's he at mentally? And certainly he's one of the 5 most gifted players in the world. I don't think you can argue with that at all. So, yeah, his odds tend to kind of, be near the top always, and which isn't great value when you're talking about a betting from a betting standpoint. So I think he's easy to dismiss, from that. And he seems like one of those guys right now where I think a lot of people will be okay with missing out on him winning, to just see that he can do it again, and then, catch him the next time if he gets hot here. So wouldn't be surprised with Rahm. Wasn't necessarily considering him much this week though.
John, I have to ask you, because you brought up Liv kind of tangentially there with Jon Rahm, and I'm curious, not so much about kind of their financial collapse, but more about what you think the PGA might do in terms of a path back for some of these guys. I mean, you heard like Bryson's like, well, if they don't make it easy for me, I'm just going to be a YouTube guy. I'm really fascinated by what the PGA is going to do there.
Yeah, I think the consensus seems to be that everybody wants to see the best players in the world playing together more often. You've got a new commissioner on the PGA Tour now that, comes from the NFL, so he kind of understands, the fan aspect and ratings and TV. So I think they're going to do everything they can do to kind of welcome those players back, especially the ones that, have proven out there. I think they're certainly going to have to pay a penalty, whether that's I think the majority of that penalty will be, financially, in terms of like, rewards that the PGA Tour players have access to. You say, hey, you have to sit on that. So that Koepka model, I think, was pretty good for these guys returning, and then it being a little bit of water under the bridge, because I think the players in the PGA Tour want to play against the best players in the world. They understand that it's good for their brand. I do think, there's a little bit of, hard feelings there where you can kind of have your cake and eat it too, and be a millionaire. But I think those Live guys kind of have to kind of navigate that, and that's a little bit of their penalty. Like they have to kind of reassimilate and kind of know that they made that choice, and what are their coworkers think of them and stuff. So I think that's ultimately what will happen. I don't see much of a scenario where Live is around next year, but maybe they can cobble some money together. I mean, when you hear from a guy like Rahm, he's over it. He's so done. He's just like, let's just be done with this.
Well, when they open up if the straight ever gets opened up, I mean, let me ask you something. Just because I'm thinking personality types of a lot of the good golfers I know, a little particular, enjoy protocol, very much about it. The sport lends itself to etiquette. Do we undersell just the ability to get along when such that a tight-knit circle didn't seem for the greater good of your sport? Like, there has to be just a fair amount of just animosity, right?
Yeah, it was really building up there for a while. I mean, I feel like the media kind of maybe made it into more than the players, because I think one thing people forget is that, these guys are independent contractors in the end, so they're used to kind of flying solo. And so I think everybody gets that, and they all have had their own pathway, and they have to kind of, earn their keep. And this was a scenario where all of a sudden it was like money was thrown at you. So it was a completely different model. And so nobody really knew, what to do with it. But all of a sudden it was like, hey, we're getting paid like some of these other sports are. And so, just like with the NIL thing, like I feel like at home, I'm sitting here like thinking that teammates on the Nebraska football team are gonna, hate a guy for leaving, but I don't think they are. I think they all get it because they're like, well, if I was in his shoes, most of the time I'm gonna make this call. So I think it's built up a little more, but if you're the guy that stayed, you kind of always have that on the other guy, right? If it matters. But the best players in the world, like they just don't care, right? I can think Rom has that, where he just doesn't let that stuff really bother him. Now we can pick apart whether he does or not, but that's a trait that, I feel like the best athletes in the world have that kind of, I don't give a, so that's helpful.
I'm too petty for that, man. I want my pound of flesh. I want him to suffer. And also like in your scenario, it's different to just leave. It's then to leave for the bag, get embarrassed, and then try and come back. Like that's where it would get weird.
And it's it's just the nature of the sport, right? You mark correctly, you take turns, it's
like the honor system.
It's the honor system. Yeah. It just seems like it's just a sport that is built for if you don't do it the right way, I just don't know if I can rock with
Make them come back on the Corn Ferry Tour, man.
There you go. Improve their way back. I mean, a lot of guys are going to be stuck with that. But you're right. I mean, you guys are right. It's a sport of honor. And on the tour specifically, like, it's just an interesting, like, bubble because you're seeing the same people week after week. It's very social. You're spending a lot of time with them. And so it's not a great way to go if you've got a lot of enemies. It's just not a fun existence. So, Brooks is having to navigate that. Fortunately, he's got a really good personality for it, and I feel like he's kind of been a little bit more humble, and that's paid off for him.
All right, John, let's get your winner here, and then we got to get. I know you'll like this. We're going to talk to Geep Wade here in a couple minutes from Nebraska. So, who do you like to win this thing?
Man, there's so many great names to look at. And there's so many good storylines where it's like, you'd love to see Spieth win or Ricky Fowler win. I'm going to just say that Chris Gotterup's going to get off to a hot start today. And I'm going to take Cam Young to win. I feel like it's a good setup for him. So that's my pick for this week at the PGA.
I have Fleetwood in my group too.
I like Fleetwood.
Does he need to? How would you prefer he go into Sunday? Do you like him with a lead or on a little bit on the chase?
I would like him on the chase a little more.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. So that was really my only hesitancy was, is he going to nut up? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think there's going to be a lot of birdies this week, and so it's going to be a tight leaderboard, and it'll be an exciting finish for sure. I think guys are going to get in that mid-teens, and it's going to feel like a tour event, and it'll be good TV.
John, appreciate the time. As always, great stuff. We'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks, John.
That's John Rathouz, former PGA caddy on the PGA Championship. We're going to take a quick break here, and then we will have...
I like Group C.
Get out of here. We'll have Geep Wade coming up, Nebraska offensive line coach here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
I mean, I know my goal always is to get down to the end line and cut it back, and then I know sometimes they can clip you from behind since I'm a little bit faster. And honestly, just confidence. I've taken most of them majority of the season, and I know I've missed one, but learned from that and haven't missed one since.
They had met you twice before. They've gotten closer. This time, did it surprise you at all that they played so hard?
No, I mean, they really have nothing to lose. I mean, I feel like we're the team to beat right now. So, I mean, they gave it their all. We just came out ready to go.
What's giving this team confidence in the postseason?
I feel like our experience from last year kind of carrying to this year, we know what to expect. And honestly, we just play together so well. I mean, our school is so close. It's awesome.
Seeing support like this from your classmates and your families and your community, what's this mean to you guys?
Oh, it means everything. I mean, they're with us through the highs and the lows, and it just means everything.
This has been such a special season so far. First conference title since '99. Did you guys see this coming?
I would say a little bit, yeah. Since the success we had last year, I mean, we lost 3 games. They were all to, the number 1 team in the state. So I feel like we definitely had confidence when we can compete with all the teams.
31 goals for you this season, 20 assists. Just what's led to success for you this season?
Doing what I do, getting to the line, cutting it back. confidence for my teammates and encouragement. I know that they trust me to do what I do, and I know that they always have my back.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by Nebraska offensive line coach Geep Wade. Coach, how we doing this morning?
Doing great, guys. Appreciate you guys.
The least surprising thing ever, you're on the move. This is just kind of what you do. It never stops, man. In the car, making time for us. I appreciate it.
No, this is a fun time of year. You know, as a coach, we're all competitors, so we enjoy this time of the year too. And you're out here competing for the best players in the country, and we want to bring some of them back to Nebraska with us.
Coach, all right, you kind of opened the door here, looking for the best players in the country. I'm fascinated by recruiting evals and player evals and all that. So when you're out there looking for a guy, I'm trying to figure out, because I don't really have a football background. So I'm trying to figure out as I'm watching offensive line play, would I rather have a guy, if I'm in your shoes, that has the feet that I'm looking for and I can teach him the hands, or has the hands that I'm looking for and I can teach him the feet, or is it position specific?
You know, I tell kids all the time, we all want them to be bigger, stronger, and, sometimes that takes maturity. That takes age. We're recruiting 16, 17-year-old kids sometimes, especially when you're recruiting 28s and 20, you're a year ahead. But I've always been a coach that I like athleticism. I think that if you have great feet, you can get in front of blocks and the strength will come over time. If you're real strong and you don't have great feet, then I think that's a deterrent, and you'll have to keep developing, and you won't play as early. So I'm more of an athletic O-line coach. Don't get me wrong. In the Big Ten, I want to be as big as we can be, but athleticism is something we look for.
Coach, you're fascinating. I've watched you since the bowl game. It was the first position group that I wanted to spend time with down at Gorman, and I'm kind of watching your group, and it's fascinating to me because as a guy that's partly responsible here because of O-line play, I've always loved it. My best friend was an O-lineman, and I was like, gosh, I wonder what this transition is going to be like, because that group was so closely connected to their previous coach. They moved as one, they practiced as one, they were always out first. They were they were the last ones out there. And when I watch you work, how quickly they took to your juice and your style, and I call it the intimacy of teaching, right? Where you'll pull guys to the side. You're very finite. I'm like, this is actually fun to watch. Is that how you prefer to coach, or is it during this time in the off season that's how you can coach?
I think as you get older in this profession, you actually become who you are, and you're tried and true to who you are, what you believe in. And as Coach Rule always says to us, the great ones change. I've changed over time, but I think you change with minute things. I think you are who you are. And I'll tell you a quick story about me that kind of changed my career path. Was I was out of coaching the COVID year. I'd been in East Carolina, didn't have success we had. And I truly felt like a failure that we didn't get it done there. And I sat out a year, and it was the best thing I ever did in my life. And I learned that the things that I thought mattered didn't matter. All that matters is the kids, the type of kids you bring into your program, the type of kids you bring into your room. And the last 5 to 6 years have been the most successful and rewarding of my life. And I truly am comfortable in my own skin of what I look for and what type of kids that I want, and truly believe, Georgia Tech was really, really good to me. Coach Key and Coach Rule are actually really good friends, and there are a lot of similarities. And that place really propelled my career. Because of the type of kids that you recruit, the type of kids that that we're looking for here, that are just wired the right way. That it's just like you guys. You have guys that you guys interview, and it's guys that love life, love football, love to come to work because it's easy. It's easy when you say it's easy, but it's not easy. Week 7, and we're getting ready for Indiana at home, and it's a Tuesday, and Coach rules up your tail, and it's just you gotta find guys that love it, and I love it, and that's something that I love what I do. I believe in myself and Coach Teasley, and I just think it's a great profession.
Fascinating, because one of the reasons I rock with Coach Rule, we're clearly fairly close, and I love his authenticity. And he said something a couple months ago about the longer he's done this. We were watching some film on a high school player, and he said, this boils down to how much do you love playing, and I want tough guys. Where we hear a lot about measurables, we hear a lot about athleticism, and it's just interesting to see how you guys have both settled in on this. So I have to kind of ask, you're coming from Georgia Tech. I think Coach Rule would be extremely, I hear it from everybody, right? Just knowing so many guys in the program, demanding, wants your best. You feel like you leave 30 minutes and you need to be a better person. Like, I get all that. It's what kind of draws me to his style of how to attack life. What was it about leaving Georgia Tech to come to Nebraska where you're like, this is the place I want to be?
I'll tell you the honest truth. I don't know if you feel like you've done everything you can at a place at Georgia Tech, and we, I loved every second there, and it made me a better coach at Georgia Tech, and the type of kids, and because I truly think we were the hardest playing unit in the country last year. And I tell these kids every day here, we got a lot to get better, but we can be the hardest playing offensive line in the country, bar none, black or white. That's what I want. But Rule's that guy. Like, I've known Coach Rule for 20 years. I used to go visit him all the time at Temple. I'll tell you a quick story about Matt. I went to visit on a spring break, him and Coach Satterfield and Coach Snow and all the guys that were with Matt. And I just missed a mat drill, one of Coach's famous mat drills, and he did one for me the next day. He called the team in at 6 a.m. So he probably didn't like me that I was there, but I've always followed Matt in his career. I've always been drawn to work for him. And, after this year, I had a couple opportunities, and he called me one night. I was at my son's basketball practice in early December in Atlanta, Georgia. And, I basically took the job without even asking my wife. I was like, Coach, when we get home, can you talk to my wife? And but I was like, I'm going to Nebraska. I'm going to Nebraska. That's where I want to be. And I think in my life right now, in the middle of my career, that's where I need to be. And listen, I know there's no honeymoon in Nebraska. I get that, and I tell our kids that every day. I think you become who you are. If you work hard and you callous yourself and you have a mentality and you just do it day and day and day, it just becomes who you are. And I think that's going to become who we are.
Coach, you talked about being able to play harder than everyone else. And over the last couple of years, that's started to be a thing where that's what I look for in guys, right? What's their motor? What's their competitiveness? What drives them to be able to do that? When you're trying to get that out of your offensive line group, like, how do you coach that in a practical sense? Because it's really easy to say, right? Everybody's like, oh, we're going to be the hardest playing team in the country. How do you coach that on a day in, day out basis?
That's a great question. I think, you know, a lot of coaches yell at people, get your dang hand inside, or, you know what I mean? I don't do that. I coach those guys. But I'll demand the effort, you know what I mean? The finished part. And and of course I've learned over time, you know, and you know, with coaching Keelan Rutledge last year, you had everybody come in, the scouts and stuff. And I learned from him a little bit, you know, hey coach, I've never seen a guy look you in the eye when you're coaching them. I've never seen a guy sprint from the indoor to the outdoor field. I've never seen a guy that when Coach Key calls the team up at the end of practice, he's the first one. He sprints up there. You know, to be great, you got to be different. You know, and I came to Nebraska to be great. I want to be the best. We're all competitors. So you know, I think that you know you have to find the like-minded guys. You know, guys that you know not just love football but love life, because there's going to be adversity, and how you fight through adversity. And you know, kids are going to have a bad day in class or their girlfriend or stuff. So, you know, we just want to be guys that are that love life, love football, and I think that if you get those type of guys, you can coach them hard with the effort part, the finish part, and you know. So I just think that I try to coach. I'm going to teach the fundamentals, but you got to demand the effort and the physicality, or you won't play for me and coach.
I you know, just kind of again watching you guys a ton, and I look at the different personality types like Mbenga, who you guys just got. I'm kind of young and super jolly, good-natured, lovable kid. And then, of course, I know Justin Evans forever, who I'm like, you know, if I'm going down a dark alley, that guy's probably the first that I want rocking with me. And so when I'm watching you and Coach Teasley teach, you can tell some people listen for information. Some people listen for like transformation. When these guys are getting instruction, can you feel the fact that whether it's attention to detail or toughness or their physicality, like they're looking for transformation? It seems like that's how they're taking in the information, the teaching that you're giving them.
Well, you know, I tell them every day, I walk in the meeting every day and I start with, you guys play for who? And they'll say Nebraska, you know, and I think that starts the mentality of our meeting every day. And, you know, with those guys wanting to be great. And, you know, I think that our kids are always up in our office now, me or Lonnie. And I think that they want to be great. That doesn't mean you're going to be great. You've got to want to be great and then do it on a daily basis. And there's things that we're working on right now to get better right now and for June and July. But these kids, Justin's always up there. We're always texting. He wants to be great, you know, and I think that, you know, the good thing for me is, you know, in my career, I had a guy that was a first rounder that I know how it's done. And Keelan Rutledge was different. So, hey, Justin, you're different, you know, or Pritch or Paul and the group. But and the good thing about it is, you know, we brought some new guys in. I truly believe in this. We brought Paul Mabing in. I'd known Paul for 5 years. I knew Brendan Black. I did a home visit with Paul's brother last year, and Paul was home. So I knew the family. I know what they're about. And when you're in the portal, I think that matters a little bit more than, okay, this guy was this. So I knew when we brought those two guards in, you know, that I knew we were getting.
Coach, you mentioned Paul Mabanga there from LSU, and there was kind of this story there about how you just kind of weren't taking no for an answer on him, right? Like, what was it about him? Yeah, obviously, the relationship mattered there, but what was it about him that you're like, this is a guy that we have to get?
I just thought he belonged in Nebraska. I thought that the other schools, I mean, we were all business. I thought that he could thrive in Nebraska. I thought that he could thrive with our fan base living in Lincoln. I just thought that he would thrive there. And, you know, he called us one day. He's like, hey, Coach, I think I'm leaning toward this. And we were just like, no, you're not. And his family was they're just unreal people. And, you know, they came up the spring game, and they're just, you know, that makes it better too. You just know the family, you know the type of person Paul is, and you know, and then Paul, we had some people that help. You know, me and Matt have some good friends in the profession that said, hey, these guys will take care of you. These guys are, they're on the up and up, and so it wasn't just us at the end of the day, but it's been a great fit and such a great kid. It's going to have a great career too.
It's just fascinating just having intimate knowledge of like guys that were already there, the Gatulas, the Sledges, the Justin Evans. I watched, Pritchett's development last year. I know what Spindler told me behind the scenes about the culture from Notre Dame to Nebraska. And to hear you talk about, because these guys, they're pretty good natured, but they want to perform well. There has to be something, some indicators, something that you're seeing, and maybe it's just the familiarity of knowing what you're looking for, but they all say the same things today, even though they're coming from very different starting points. It's fascinating on your impact so far.
It's not me. It's actually the type of kids. We're kind of going back in a circle here. It's kind of just the type of kids that you bring, and that matters to me more than anything. Is just the mentality and the toughness. And these guys, like Paul and Brendan, are coming in. They're just grown men. They're at every meal. They come extra. They don't miss class. So they want to be great. And then they've just thrived under Matt's culture, and, this year it's been, gritty and relentless execution, and they've just bought in, and those are gritty guys. And that's what Matt wants in this program. And I'm right behind him in that.
Coach, so I'm fascinated by kind of the personalities that teams take on. And I think sitting here at Nebraska and having lived here my whole life, I think there is a sense that if Nebraska could take on the personality of an offensive line group, that we would all kind of feel a lot better about where the direction of the football program's going. Have you seen, we always talk about like quarterbacks or the skill position players and stuff like that. What have you seen about when a team takes on the personality of a quality offensive line group and how that changes things?
Well, I'll get even more intimate with you guys. I think I might be the only O-line coach in the history of college football to work for. I worked for the late Sean Clark at App State, that really taught me a lot. He was an offensive line coach, one of the best around, and just the way he was just simple. The kids loved him, and it was just a great time of my life. And I got chills now talking about Sean. And then I went to work for Coach Key, who is intense, and just we practice so hard. It's just become who we are, and just just kind of flipped it with a culture, with a mentality. And then Matt, deep down, is an offensive line coach. So because Matt's one of the smartest coaches I've ever been around. So now we're talking ball, we're talking mentality, and it's like, I'm the only guy that's ever probably worked for 3 offensive line coaches, and people are always like, it's got to be hard. No, it's actually easy, because those coaches actually get it. They know that offensive line is an imperfect game. It's an imperfect group. It's not ever going to be perfect, and the only thing that really can make you great is a mentality, is a nastiness, is an edge. People like to say standard. I don't like to say that a lot, but there is an edge here in Nebraska about playing offensive line, and that's what attracted me here. And I know it's there's no honeymoon phase. I know that, so I wake up every day knowing that heck, I want to be the best. So I want the best group to be out there, and I can just tell you this: we're going to play hard, we're going to play physical, and that's what Matt's going to demand, and I think that's going to take us a long way this year.
Coach, I've watched kind of the chemistry and the development in the quarterback room. I knew Latif was well liked. Kalen would come back for Bible study and stuff, even when he was back at Virginia. Well liked. AC off to a very good start. I asked Caleb and some of the guys. I saw Quinn Clark the other day, and I asked him about Calandria and how they loved the fact that because ball started so early that you guys just got a chance to bond on the field. How do you like, and it's just quick, right? You guys are all common gold. You're out there on the field. How important was it, or how much did you like the early spring start where you guys had to hit the ground running and it was just about ball?
I think it's huge. And we didn't go too early. You know, Matt had a 6-week, to get stronger, bigger, stronger. But I was talking to somebody, friends in our profession. But so we had 10 days without a recruit on campus, which means we could totally focus on our team at hand. I think that was big because in March, there's kids everywhere, at every practice, and after it takes some of your time and all that, which is a good thing. And but I think we had 10 really good days with our guys with no distractions. Then we had a little break in March, and then we finished up. But usually when spring ball, you finish April 20th, they got exams, they go home. You never watch your spring cut-ups. You never get to meet with them. And then they got May off, so they really hadn't done a lot in 2 months. And what we got to do was in April, under the time limitations that the NCAA gives you, is we got to spend some time with them and do some things. So really, it's like I tell our guys that football's not going to stop. So it's, hey, here we are. It's like Pritchett, here we are. Okay, that's a good starting point. You're not even close to where you need to be, but here's the steps that we can take now because we know what you did early on in the spring to become better for September.
I got to get a little nerdy because I like schematics and I love the intricacies. Coach Rule talked a lot about, the elements of counter and how he wanted it to fit with the duo and some of the line schemes, which is, I kind of nerd out over that. I'm watching spring. I watched you in the winter, at the bowl practice, just the growth and the timing and the nuances. How cool or not cool, that's a terrible word. How much fun is it knowing that some of your quarterbacks have some of the same skill sets that a guy like Haynes King had? Obviously, played a lot longer, very gifted. I get it. But what it takes to play in front of those athletic kind of quarterbacks with how hard you guys play up front with your run schemes. Has that kind of been a subtle, easier transition? Fun? Like, how are you looking at the nuances?
I look at that as a coach of, at Georgia Tech, we didn't have the best offensive line, or but we won a lot of big games by finding a way to get it done and not being hard-headed. And I think that's what I learned there. I think that, okay, hey, if they're stuffing the run, well, we got ways to get it outside. You know what I mean? We got ways to gain numbers with the quarterback because we were going to do whatever it takes with Buster and Brent to win a game, no matter how we got it done. And so I think we learned a lot. I learned a lot. I was thinking the other day, I was putting all my stuff together for June OTAs. And in 3 years at Georgia Tech, we ran a version of counter 497 times. And I talked to Matt, like, we both believe in the Bruce Lee quote of, okay, one kick 10,000 times or 10,000 kicks one time. Well, we're going to get good at something. And that was kind of our mantra. And of this is who we are, what we are. Hey, we're going to knock a dent in the front. We're going to pull, we're going to kick, we're going to wrap, and we're going to create some movement. And it's something that, it's a play scheme that you can do a lot off of. And I think that we'll, at Nebraska, we're going to evolve that. We really didn't put some of it into the last week before the spring game, so we really haven't got to a lot of it yet. But just the fundamentals of it, we've preached and we've worked it during these OTAs, and we will continue to work that all summer long.
It's no coincidence of one of the only 6 good runs I ever had at Nebraska. One of them, my favorite, is counter trap. Yep. Anytime you get the short set pulls and just smashing faces like. Watching the spring game, I
hope Coach Brown's listening right now because he's probably excited, if you know what I mean.
So I'm Case Crooks. My play-by-play guy is probably wondering why I'm like nerding out. We're going down the circles on the field, and I was like, "Did you see?" Or just the pet plays and the counter concepts. For a guy that loves offensive line play, I thought it was sensational, even though because you guys say, hey, we're just not putting it in. Just the nuances and the creativity, man. I
I love it. It's pretty to watch.
It is, and it's a very personnel driven play. The multitude of what you can do with it, with the nakeds, the boots like y'all did, when we're studying a lot of that right now with Dana and Matt and as an offensive staff. But it's something that I believe in. I believe that athleticism in the polls and the type of kids we're recruiting to that. And once again, you don't want to be a coach that you after the season you flip on your cut ups and you ran this 12 times and you ran this 14 times and you got good at nothing. I can promise you that will not happen here. We're gonna hang our hat on something, and then we'll have auxiliary runs off of it, of course, to attack defenses. But you're not going to be good when you just do too much. And I'm a big believer in that. If at the end of the day, hey, it's not going to be perfect, but if there's someone in front of you, put your hat on him and let's go. And whether your hand's 6 inches outside, at the end of the day, that doesn't matter to me. We'll coach that. We'll learn from that. But just the physicality of the run scheme of the counter that you can coach and that I think that helps the room, and I think they've enjoyed it so far.
Coach, don't let DB be humble. This dude went for like 6 yards of carry over 4 years. So
I know, yeah. With 6 yards of carry, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I gave him multi-red. It's like 5'8", but whatever.
Okay, that's our new goal to be 6.1 per carry this thing.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Coach, so you brought up Dana there, and I'm fascinated by this because we've seen this go poorly here in the past with kind of different coaching staffs where the offensive coordinator and the offensive line coach aren't necessarily on the same page as far as the plays that the offensive coordinator wants to call aren't the plays that are necessarily fitting to the skill set of the offensive line. How important has that relationship been about getting on the same page with Dana and getting on that, like, hey, this is the stuff I think we're going to be able to do really well. How does that match up with the stuff that you want to do as an offensive coordinator?
I think that Dana's awesome to work for. It's kind of an honor to work for him. I think that with his background, with the Texas Tech, the Mike Leach, and he's evolved over time, and wanting to run the ball and be very efficient in the throw game and all that, and then I worked for the guy named Buster Faulkner, who they had he kind of had the same background, and at Georgia Tech we were 1 or 2 in the league every year running the football, so they evolve over time, and Dana's just been great. I think that, like, working with Buster, I kind of think about what Dana wants, and wants it simplicity, wants routine plays, and I'm all about that. So we're keep it simple, come off the ball, be physical, and that's what Dana.
Oh, got a little bit of cutout there.
I was like, we might have lost the reception there for a second. I think this happened a second ago, and he came right back. So we'll give it a minute here, but that question came from Kenny. Appreciate him chiming in here on that one.
Shane, if you get him back, just tell him we got like 2 more questions, and we'll get him out of here because I know he's got to go recruit.
Do we have our screen? There we go.
Yeah. Oh, there he is.
Oh, there we go, Coach.
All right, couple quickies here, Coach.
Yes, sir.
I love I would say this over the last handful of years, and sometimes people give me a hard time just because Coach Rule and I do have a really good relationship, but I'd rather be right than well liked, right? So I try to be objective. One of the things that I liked over the last couple of years was the infrastructure in the building. Like the protocol, the culture, how the guys go to work. Guys don't get in trouble. They go to class. The academic schedules with Dennis and those guys. Like, there's been the nutrition, so many good things behind the scenes. And I see this intentional effort to have cohesiveness and tough guys in the building. I watch you and Coach Teasley work. Famously, I was behind a tandem of offensive line coaches, and Coach Teasley has this great personality, and you guys can split and conquer. And I think he seems like the type of person that's never met a stranger. I watch you guys work together. You share. There's this cohesion that has to be contagious when you see 2 guys that are highly respected, tremendous recruiters, great teachers,
And sometimes I can't tell who's supposed to be doing what, that it's in such unison. Has that been fun for your guys to watch your two relationship evolve?
Unreal. He is such a great friend. I've known Lonnie for 10 years, and and I'll even go even a step further. When I was at Georgia Tech those 3 years, I had an assistant and a full-time assistant, and I've learned, and like Coach always says, we grow.
Oh shoot, we might have lost him again.
We'll get him back. To watch them work, man,
yeah,
it's.
I'm glad you asked about Lonnie, because that was one of the things I wanted to ask him about, and hopefully he'll be back here in a second. But
it's just cool to watch him work. I don't always enjoy going to watch and spending one time in one particular area, but sometimes when I
Are you there? I'm sorry.
Yep. Sometimes when I start with the O-line group, I just stay there.
You were talking.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you.
You were talking about your relationship with Lonnie?
Coach Teasley. Go ahead, Coach.
Are you there?
Yep, we got you. We got you.
I don't think he has audio.
He might not be able to hear us.
Okay, I was just giving him the thumbs up.
Coach, can you hear us there? I'm not sure you can hear us there, Shane. But yeah, I'm fascinated by it, because for a long time, and you correct me if I'm wrong here, it seems like there wasn't this dynamic of having kind of multiple offensive line coaches, right? Like that wasn't the case until the staffs opened up.
Although I did think they had a pretty fantastic GA. Didn't get a ton of run, but he was really good.
Under Donnie?
Yep.
Yeah, and so I was curious about, as a guy that...
Oh, we got him back.
Coach, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
There we go.
I'm sorry. I was getting a call and it messed up my stream. So, but
I'm just glad you're tech savvy. 1 for Coach Wade, 0 for Coach Rule.
You have to be. But to Lonnie, to be great, you have to have 2 nowadays. You development, like when I'm on the road, they're there meeting, vice versa. When he's on the road, I'm there. These guys got to have. You can't, and I'm comfortable in my own skin. When Coach Rule said, "What do you think about Lonnie?" I said, "Call him today. Get him here tomorrow." So for us to be great, and he's we think exactly alike. We can look at each other and be like, yeah, that's hard, or that's not, and we're just different ways of approaching. He's a little bit more laid back and that. So he's a great person, great coach. I'm just excited he's here.
Last one for me, Coach. I gotten a chance to know Coach Brown pretty well along the D-line. That's obviously the other side of the ball that the fans are really wanting to rally around. How much fun has it been to go against and see a guy that's as competitive and technically sound? He coached Tyler. These guys are different. I joked with RVP at the end of spring. I said, man, you're like 2 inches taller. And he's like, man, I'm just more confident. I know what I'm doing. And around Coach Manning too, like how much fun is it to develop kind of at the same time with your counterpart, because you both have to get each other better?
It's been great. I rode with Rob yesterday, or for 3 hours just talking ball and his story and then with Coach Brown working for him, Coach Manning, and the success they had. And like the good thing about that, I can tell you that there's just no egos. We're all about ball. We're all there to make each other better. When we do one-on-one pass rush, when someone beats Pritch inside or something, hey, Coach Manning, why did he go inside right there? There's instant feedback of coaching, and at the end of the day, it's really all that matters. And just great coaches, great motivators, and I really just their scheme is very well technical sound, and so I enjoy it. It makes us better every day.
Coach, I'll get you out of here on this, and you've sort of talked about this in terms of becoming comfortable in your own skin over the last 6 years and things like that. One of the reasons that I'm such a believer and ride with Coach Rule, even though I don't have the relationship with him that DB does, is since he got here, he's felt like he's been about the right things, right? He's transparent, he's authentic, And I want those things to be enough.
Hard.
Yeah, he works his ass off. Like, I want those things, especially at a place like Nebraska, to be enough to win. In your experience, in terms of, you've been at a lot of different places, you were just at a place at Georgia Tech that you said, as a head coach, pretty similar personality-wise to Coach Rule, and that's not an easy place to win, as we've seen historically. Just tell me, when is that enough to win? Like, having those personality traits, the things that have drawn to me about Coach Rule, in your experience, like, is that enough to win?
Yeah, because you're going to win close games. You're going to win tough games in the fourth quarter. You're going to be built for that, and that's what we're working on right now. And I know Coach Rule's been self-evaluating himself, and like I do, and like you guys do, and you know, it's just like when I leave his meetings, it's like I want to go run through a brick wall, and we got to have great players. We all know that, but we can also take the players.
Damn it!
People, stop calling Coach Wade. Stop calling our guy.
He's busy. He said we could have great players, but I had a feel if I was going to get the goosebumps over a walk-off, that sounded like it might be it.
I'm just saying, I better be a 5-star calling. That's all. No, I'm not. Okay, there he is.
Tech savvy, man.
I made the joke, Coach. I was like, I hope that's a 5-star calling, because that was about to be a great answer.
It's actually another coach here in town. He's like, where you at, Geep? You know what I mean? So,
all right.
But no, the relentless pursuit of being great for Matt, and that's why I'm here. And I think that everybody in that building's got his back. I come to work every day. I don't want to let him down. He's just got that personality of, we got each other's back. Let's go to work and let's do this the old school way, and let's get after and let's be physical but go get good players. But I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to work for Matt, and I'm just excited to show everybody what we can be, and fast.
Coach, we appreciate your time. You snuck in the fact that you were at your son's practice. You and Jessica were the only two to make baskets down in the little walkway in the facility. You didn't tell me you had hoops in your background too. You walked off like Larry Bird, and I was like, damn, I'm gonna be the only guy that can't get a bucket between the three of us. She walked her shot off. You didn't tell me you had hoop game.
No, I used to play a long time ago, but like my shoulders now, I can't get them up high anymore. I'm getting old, so I might be like the Ollie, the basket, throwing it underhanded. But I need to get back in playing more basketball. It's just right now, it's like there's just you just don't have a lot of time to do a lot of anything. But no, I'm excited. My family's moving up there in a couple of weeks, and I'm really excited to get them to be in the community of Lincoln.
Nice.
Coach, if you ever need another guy that can barely get his arms above his shoulders to hoop against, just let me know. I got you, and we'll get some shots up. All right. We really appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
Thanks,
appreciate
Coach.
You guys. Thank you so much.
You got it.
That is Nebraska offensive line coach Geep Wade. Great stuff there from Coach. Really appreciate his time, as he's obviously busy and out on the road, and people can't stop calling him. So he's a busy man. Got stuff to do.
Yeah. The iron sharpens iron. The part that people don't tell you, and it's not that you're going to get sparks, because I used to say that all the time, but you need iron to sharpen iron.
Yeah, you got to have.
We assume like you need other pieces of iron. And so when I watch I was with Coach Brown and some of the defensive staff at the Cosmic baseball game, and just watching those guys go after. Who did I tell you had the affinity for with the intricacies of the pass rush? Coach Manning.
Oh, yeah.
And then he talks about, hey, in one-on-ones, hey, Coach Manning,
hey, why'd you go
inside
there? Yeah.
I'm telling you, when you watch him teach and the technical stuff from Corey Brown, you're at least giving yourself a chance.
That's what I was going to say. You at least got a chance.
You're giving yourself a chance.
And if you play as hard as it sounds like they're trying to get him to play as hard, then I'll take that chance.
Yeah. He said, I can take an ass chewing.
Sometimes you're going to have to.
Seen a couple famous ones there.
Let's take a quick break. Coming up next, we got Michael Bruntz from Husker 24/7. That's DBM Ravi, Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
All right, Coach. First win for the program since 2018. You were a part of that roster as well with the assistant coach. How does this one feel?
You know, it all comes down to our seniors. They make everything happen, but it feels so special. This is the group that was going to take us here and get us our first win since 2018, and it feels really, really good.
What has the senior class been through, overcoming some of the first-round mistakes that kind of hampered you the past 2 years and now finally getting that elusive win?
Yeah, they've been through, a school split, low numbers. Our first year with these guys, we had 17 players that played, so we didn't even have a JV squad. So they've been through everything, but they've shaped our program. They've done everything for us, and it's been a special ride.
What's it mean to have a senior like Olivia Thompson that is battling through injury, gets back for district final, and performs the way she did today?
I never had a doubt. I knew as soon as she went down in that Blair game, she was going to be back. I just had a feeling. And when I saw her the next day, she said, I'll be back. I'll be back for the district final, and she was. So I had never had a doubt. She is one special player, and I'm glad she's on our side.
Like I've told these girls all season, every game we play, they're going to have a target on their back. The feelings at games are going to change because nobody roots for Goliath. So that's just the way it is this year.
You had Hymas get her first 2 of the season. Ava gets a hat trick after only scoring twice. What's that say about how your attack is set up?
We just, at every single practice and every single game, we stress everybody does everything together. There's sayings for that over in Europe for the type of soccer they play. Mentioned on Ted Lasso, I don't know, we just figured that out here in Lincoln. If everybody hustles, everybody plays defense, everybody plays offense, everybody's going to get their shots. It's live by the 3, die by the 3 as well. Sooner or later, they're going to go in, just keep shooting.
Season high here for you.
Yeah, most definitely. It's weather and the big field, and it's Creighton, and yeah, this is just a different place to play, and we're kind of used to it.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DBM Ravi, Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ, reminding you call our friends over at Next Gen 402-614-9700. Tell them that DB or myself sent you, or that you just love Hurrdat Sports Live, and they will give you a free consultation to start off your journey to becoming the best version of yourself that you can be, whether it's weight loss, testosterone for men or for women, peptides, they've got you covered. You can turn into the best version of yourself and feel how you want to feel. It's Next Gen Male Medical, 402-614-9700.
Oh, bless you.
Whew. I was just really happy I got through the phone number before the sneeze came out.
You should have held it in. See if you could have lost it.
No, I'm not trying to leak out my eyes like you, man.
Wow. It's kind of morbid.
We got Michael Bruntz joining us now from Husker 24/7. Bruntz, how we doing?
Not bad. What's up?
Oh, I'm so glad I get to see you. That I know that sounded weird, so disregard. But we another week. Well, I gotta give you credit, Bruntz. I know people think, "Oh, you just like Bruntz." I said, "Oh, he's actually not that nice to me." I gave you an over/under of 1.5. You took minimum of 3. The A's are still in first place. How about that?
And they haven't even started to hit yet. All the guys that can hit are just kind of playing with their food a little bit at the plate.
Dude, I mean, it may be like this all year in that division because we keep waiting for Seattle. Maybe that's the one team you think is capable of going on a heater, but is there really another you think has pull away or pull apart material?
Yeah, I don't know. This feels like an Astros team that's probably just going to kind of middle a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe the Rangers, but Seattle scares me because they always seem to figure it out at least later in the year. Like they always have like a good like August kick. So I don't know. That's probably where I get a little bit worried. But yeah, I mean it's kind of you don't want to say it's a house money season, but I mean they're playing good baseball right now, so that's okay.
How about you speaking of the Rangers, they went from like, oh my God, this soaked through the sheets to just flipping the mattress. They coughed it up against the D-backs late, and then we're like, yeah, we'll see your meltdown and come back with 3 of our own in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah. Do you guys buy I saw the conversation was out there about whether or not the closer is dead, and I don't know that I necessarily agree with that, but
I do not agree with that.
I do not agree with that.
Mason Miller is quite alive.
Yes, he's good.
Is that too close to home still after him playing?
No, because they actually got a good return on that deal. So
yes, they did.
That DeVries is going to be something, I think. So
it's what's today? It's May 14th, and we're looking up at the Fathers in the NL West, Bruntz. So that's always a good time to be a half game out on May 14th.
Bruntz, are the A's
you got to be loving the Giants just looking like crap, though, right?
Okay, like except against the Dodgers. What was that? I was having many meltdowns before the show, like MINI before the show started. You know, Ravi, how'd you last night? I'm like, I lost to the Giants again. Like, finally got off the schneid. But, like, why should LA be the medicine for the sucky Giants?
I don't know. Maybe it was the post-game celebration that they were doing. That's what got them fired up.
Okay.
But, no, I don't know. I've watched a lot of Giants baseball so far this year, and I don't know how that's going to go there long term. So
I hope it's miserable as one of the more hated franchises across all of my sports domains.
We gonna pretend to care that DB's a suffering Dodgers fan right now? Because
I was gonna let it. I heard it. I just let it go. It must be hard.
Bruntz. That's why. This Yahoo over here.
Hard.
Yeah. Let me just cry.
It's a return on investment thing for you. I think that's where the that's where it gets a little rough.
Wow. Well, I cheer for just good baseball. I'm glad that Soto's X-rays came back clean. And he's a Mets guy. I don't know. I'm just trying to find positives.
Very mature of you, DB.
Thank you.
Bruntz, I suppose we should talk a little Nebraska. Let's start. Start baseball. Let's start baseball.
Yeah, I want to start baseball because I think we have a time change.
Yeah. Oh, we got. Oh, for a game.
Bruntz, what's the baseball schedule? What's the latest?
So you're at, unless it's changed in the last 10 minutes, today is at 2 p.m.
2?
To avoid some weather. I believe
Okay.
still 5 for
Tomorrow.
Friday, and then 1 p.m.
Today
on
is
Sunday.
officially 2 o'clock move.
Yes, they had trying to get around some weather up there, so they moved it up. Still on BTN though, so you got BTN on Thursday and Friday, and then plus on Saturday.
Were you surprised that BTN was chomping at the bit to pick up the first 2?
No, they usually discover baseball around this time of year, so they got it figured out.
Minnesota can pitch it. I was talking to Fiddy about them yesterday. I was looking for a team in the Big Ten that could kind of pee in somebody's cereal at the Big Ten tournament that we aren't expecting. Minnesota pitches it well enough to be a problem. I think. You don't have to agree.
No, they do. I mean, the second guy out for him he's on all the draft lists as like a top 125 prospect. So, you look at the numbers, they're right up there. I mean, not like in the same stratosphere, but they're third in the league in team ERA right now, which that's nothing to sneeze at when you're behind UCLA and USC. They have the profile of a team that can kind of be a little bit of a pain because they can pitch it relatively well. They lead the Big Ten in stolen bases with over 100 stolen bases. They've got 3 guys that hit double-digit home runs. The average is a little bit lower. I think they're like in the 270s, but they're a plucky team, and they're also, it feels like a team that's kind of yeah. Well, let's not compare payrolls between the two teams. That's probably the same.
Plucky Gophers.
Just make them do. Yeah. But no, I mean, I think, and it's a team that has something to play for because they need to get one to ensure that they make it to Omaha. There's some scenarios where they can get swept and still make it. But you look at what they did against UCLA. They were extremely competitive in that series. They nearly took a series from Michigan earlier this month. So it's definitely not a walkover series for Nebraska. And it's a series, I think, that, when you kind of dig into the numbers a little bit, they can certainly challenge you in ways that maybe other Big Ten teams can't.
Bruntz, as you're looking at this final stretch of regular season games here for Nebraska, they're right on that line of host, not a host. We've seen the NCAA sometimes in the past. I don't know how frequently they've done this recently, but where a 2 seed will actually host because of facilities and accessibility for fans and things like that. Any chance Nebraska can sneak into a host that way, or is it like, hey, need to get in the top 16?
Let me see what things. I don't know. I don't think there's nobody in that top 20 where you'd be concerned about facilities or anything like that. I mean,
yeah, Bama's I agree.
You just got to kind of take care of business if you're Nebraska. There's not much margin for error. It's a little bit scary, and we'll see how things shake out. But depending on what metrics the committee values, like if it's, I know there's a lot of Big Ten teams that would prefer that RPI still matters the most out of everything, especially USC. Nebraska's in that boat too. When you start looking at kind of where things stand right now with DSR and things like that, it gets a little bit hairier and not as good for those Big Ten teams. I mean, you basically have USC, Oregon, and Nebraska all right there around 20. So that's a concern. So, if you're Nebraska, you go up there, you try to sweep it. Right now, predictive RPI has Nebraska dropping one of those 3 games up in Minnesota, and actually had them losing to Creighton too the other night. But that's where if you're able to go up there, play good baseball, maybe you can, stay right where you are and win a game or two in Omaha too, to kind of help that out.
All right. So we're kind of looking at, we flip-flop since we talked to you. No, so 2 weeks into talking to you, they flipped the rotation twice. What do you think they'd like to settle on?
Well, I think probably what they have now is, what they're close to settling on. I mean,
that's the
I can think of that. The only thing I can think that they would switch would be, if you could get Katsky competing and look a little bit better, maybe you throw him in there on the third. But I think Blackowitz on Sunday has always just been more comfortable starting a game versus entering it out of the bullpen. I mean, that's just how some guys are. So, Yasa certainly is throwing like an elite Friday night guy right now. I mean, you look at the strikeout numbers, he's right up there with what Brett Sears did a couple of years ago. He's getting better as the season goes along. And that's a positive trend. I mean, Ty Horn looked like a different pitcher starting last week than he had, basically all season, or going back to that Michigan State series. I mean, it had been over 6-7 weeks since he looked like that. And so I don't know. It's interesting now though, too. I mean, I think they've been pretty careful with Blackowitz's pitch counts.
Mm-hmm.
If he's going well now, do they let him go over 100? Because it seemed like they'd kind of been getting him out of there around the 80 pitch mark more frequently. So, at least with no midweeks anymore, you at least have more flexibility of when you use that fourth starter, whether it's an extended relief thing or whatever. So I think though they like what they have, at least in the top two guys, and what they can do there.
Bruntz, as you look at this team on May 14th and see how they've played in the last month or so, see how they've pitched, as you guys mentioned, talking about kind of moving around the starting rotation a little bit, how do you feel about potential postseason success right now?
I feel better about this team than I have maybe the last two in what they can do in a postseason type setting. I think top to bottom, the starting pitching is better than it has been. I think the thing that will help them though too is the offense is just so much better than it has been, and it's a extremely difficult lineup 1 through 9 compared to what they've had the last couple of years. And right now, I think even if you dig into more of what you would consider the role type players, even those guys are hitting really well. Like you all of a sudden have this conversation about whether or not you're going to put Jeter Worthley in the lineup or it's going to be Larry Fikes catching. And Fikes, you go back to
what do you do with that? Fikes is on a heater.
Last weekend, I would not, this is not hyperbole, I would guess that probably at least 80% of the balls that he hit in that Iowa series were over 100 miles an hour off the bat. Like he was just hitting everything. And
left off.
Yeah. And I think I would expect that he'll probably be the catcher tonight or this afternoon against Minnesota. They love that pairing of Yasa and Fikes with the battery. And certainly now that he's hitting, that conversation's a little bit easier to have. Do you shift things around at the DH spot somehow and have Worthley instead of Jeske, or they had Butenbach against Creighton the other night, but I think, ideally it'll be Jeske, the DH, in with the way he's hitting the ball. So a lot of those guys that you hoped would kind of get in the mix with Carey and Overbeek and Sanderson are all of a sudden hitting right now too. So I think it's the lineup and their ability to find big innings too, and answer that's been, I think, the differentiator for this team all year. It's why they've had more of a margin for error in the midweeks and why they had success there. It's why they're never out of games. And I mean, you guys know this. When you get into a regional two, it's such a momentum thing. When you get into those types of settings, and this offense, I think, has the ability to either get the momentum very quickly in Nebraska's dugout or shift things back the other way. My question about this team is just, the consistency in the bullpen. And do you have enough guys that can go in there and get high leverage outs to get the ball to Unger? And that's been all season, though. That's not just a last month type thing. And one way you can kind of paper over that is if you get some depth from your starting pitching, and you can kind of see how all that plays together. But I just think that offense is better overall than maybe what they've had the last couple of years when they've gone into these NCAA tournament settings.
Bruntz, when you're looking at is this a team in Nebraska where you don't feel like you have to look at what other teams in the Big Ten tournament could potentially do?
In terms of what they do pitching wise, or
no, just a good enough team as a standalone. You know how you reach a certain point where it's like, and I'm setting UCLA aside.
You don't have to hope you get somebody's B game.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you as a standalone?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think they've got that kind of a team. I mean, it's, Nebraska can show up, and if you get good Ty Horn or you get good Carson Yassa and some offense. I mean, that's I don't think you're having to hope that, another team shows up and doesn't play well. Like even USC, who, those first two pitchers that they have in Edwards and Govell, I mean, they're fantastic. And I mean, I don't know that Govell, when he started at Nebraska, like, I don't think he was having a C game or a B game in that one. Like, Nebraska just absolutely punished the fastball in that game. And that's been kind of the one outlier for him and the way that he performed. And I think too, I mean, teams kind of have different personalities in the way that they play baseball. And it feels like this year's group 2 has the type of the way that they play, I think, is just fans can get behind them more easily. And I think that's also the thing that you have to kind of factor in those situations in the Big Ten tournament, is you're going to have, by Friday, probably 15,000, 12,000 there. If it's an elite type matchup.
12.
That's a big difference. I mean, we saw that in that USC series. Like, teams get sped up when they're playing in front of crowds like that because they just don't see 10,000 fans on the road during the season. Like, that's a complete outlier. And so I think that's the other factor when you get into the tournament is just, it's a huge home advantage for Nebraska, and it always will be unless they move the tournament. And I just think, though, that the way this team plays also kind of feeds into that fan support aspect a little bit more too.
Bruntz, I want to ask about teams that you think are potentially kind of some thorns. This is the opposite of, hey, is Nebraska good enough where you can not have to hope? Is the easy answer Ohio State? Is it somebody else that you think, gosh, you know what?
Kind of play spoiler.
This could be a team that is flying a little under the radar when they come to Omaha.
I mean, Ohio State as it relates to Nebraska, I think is kind of an easy one, just because for whatever reason, Nebraska does not handle soft throwers very well. Or, like, you go back and look at that Friday night game against Ohio State, and it was all off-speed stuff.
Yeah, averaging
very
about
few
8
fastballs. And those are just not good matchups for Nebraska. I think overall, when you kind of look at teams that could potentially be problems, I'm looking at the standings now. I mean, I know Michigan's, thought to be safely in, but they're a team that I wonder if they get a little hot, if they could do some things there. I'm trying to see who else here.
Michigan's kind of on a little bit of a this is a nice little run. They're getting it together at the right time, right, Bruntz?
They are, and I think they've been in enough series this year too, where they've kind of had to really kind of fight and scratch and claw a little bit, and also, I don't know. I mean, you also want to have a little bit of a final say as you kind of go into the tournament to make sure that you're actually in it. And I think that's probably important for them to do at this point. So, I mean, Illinois, I wouldn't say. I mean, I don't know if they have the pitching to do it, but I mean, Iowa can swing it enough in that ballpark that I think they could be a little bit of a problem. But
they don't mind playing in this tournament in that field, right? Like,
no, they always hang around.
I told Ravi they're a little too softball-y for me, but they can hit it, and for whatever the reason, they usually get it together if they get there.
Well, and those are weird teams in setups like this, because like if you can touch up
I mean, how many times we see them go to late, like if necessary games at the Big Ten tournament, and they just outscore teams.
Well, that's what I mean. Like if you can get some teams into hot water with their pitching staff early, like that can get on top of you in a tournament like this.
I was playing on Sunday, and we're like, what?
How'd that happen?
The thing that's going to be interesting though too is with the new format. Like if you're having to go through the masses early in the week, I mean, what's that pitching going to look like?
Yeah.
By the time you get to Friday, I mean it's an interesting setup because you're gonna get some wins in those first couple of days, but good night. I mean, you're basically playing a full week of baseball and having to figure out that pitching somehow. I mean, you're going to be like, there's potential where you're getting like UCLA with like your fourth starter or like a guy that's a bullpen type arm. I mean, that's.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's got Chase Olson, Clevenger, like Caleb Clark. It's got guys written all over it.
Yeah. I mean, I even go back to like the 14 Big Ten tournament. You had, I think Austin Christensen started that game against Indiana. I mean, that was just kind of
that Indiana team offensively. Eesh.
That's Schwarber, right?
Yeah.
That was the last Schwarber team. Sam Travis. They had some guys that hit, but I mean that's what just happens when you get to the end of these types of formats. Is like what's it going to look like? But I could see Iowa actually. If you look offensively, their numbers are very very kind of similar and profile similarly to Nebraska. So they could play well in that park, I think.
Bruntz, I know you got to get going here in a couple minutes. Any thoughts? How deeply have you dove onto the College Sports Commission ruling with Nebraska?
Moderately deep. I've got a shovel out and dug it.
Do you like aluminum foil?
Do I like aluminum foil?
Yes.
Do you like making hats out of it?
Do you use aluminum foil?
No, not for that.
Okay.
Not for headwear.
Good, we're getting you out now because we've been thinking about this for a couple of weeks before the arbitrator actually ruled, and now Ravi thinks he's like Area 51 guy now. So we'll save it for next week.
Just got some ideas. That's all. Got some ideas.
I would wear mine more like a boat that you would put on the water to float. He likes the kind with the antennas.
Got it.
Yeah, DB famously more of a pointy hat type of guy. It's fine.
Oh,
aluminum foil. Pointing aluminum foil.
He's been around Austin Jacobson too long. It's starting to rub off on him.
All right, brother.
I know some people like wizards, some people like dragons.
Big Washington guy, number 1 overall pick.
No, Puff.
Oh, big environmentalist, huh?
Yeah. All right, Bruntz. I'll let you go. Actually, be productive.
See you guys.
That's Michael Bruntz, Husker 24/7. Let's take a quick break here. We've got to get to
seem like a big smog guy.
Smog, like the desolation of.
Yes.
You big Hobbit guy.
Love it.
I'm more of a Lord of the Rings. The Hobbit didn't do much for me.
I love the whole
universe.
Yes,
that's fair. I would probably
This dude said yarmulke. Why this comes out of nowhere with like,
yarmulke is famously not shaped like boats.
I wanted to send you a TikTok yesterday, but it was super inappropriate.
And that stopped you ever before?
It needed an explanation.
Yeah, like a dunce cap, Asian Wyatt. That's all I meant.
Yeah.
See, I don't know what your problem is.
I'm good.
Talking about the Washington Wizards for no reason.
But Wyatt, I have an egg question real quick, Wyatt. I have a few that I'm getting down to the nitty gritty. They have speckles. I'm assuming no big deal.
That's no big deal.
No big deal on a speckled egg, because I sure am going to crack it open and try to eat it.
I have no idea. I got nothing.
I'm not asking you.
I'm just, if you were looking for advice.
I'm asking the egg expert.
Funky is with you on the whole Tolkien universe.
It's
Tolkien.
It's not Ken.
Tolkien.
Wow.
Tolkien.
That was like the first cool cartoon too.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
old and like the
That's The
70s.
Hobbit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
My problem was this is nerdy, but
And there's a Lord of the Rings one too.
I thought it was
no bleep.
I'm just letting everybody
What
know.
about
A lot of
this?
people probably
You
don't
big-
know that.
You big Silmarillion guy or no?
Everybody knows the movies, but not necessarily the cartoons.
Okay.
Good talk.
My precious, my pretty.
My issue was that The Hobbit is like a third of the size of any of the Lord of the Rings books, and we got 3 movies out of that.
So what's your point?
Okay, like
I'm just saying, it would have been cool if they had.
You don't know why Star Wars was told out of order. Like, I mean,
No,
really?
I would have liked if you split up the Lord of the Rings movie so I get more of the story. They had to take out a bunch of good stuff.
Man,
they did. They made 3 movies. They split it up. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
They're 3 different books, numbnuts.
I know that. So you want 9 movies out of those?
Yes. If I'm getting 3 out of The Hobbit, I want 9 out of the Lord of the
I have
Rings
the
series.
books. I know there's 3 different ones. Numbnuts.
Why are you buying books when you can't even read?
Well,
It's always a booster. He was in New York because of a booster. He was at the Kentucky Derby because of a booster. I just assume when he's at an event, it's because of a booster.
Why were you yelling?
Still a fair
you're
point.
always yelling.
Because people aren't only when Shane's not listening.
It's always a booster.
It is. It's always
Leave Shane alone.
Dude,
I'm
said
not going to
big-
do that, Rico.
Big yarmulke guy.
Yep. Me and Kosher Bryant. Kobe.
Let's take a quick break. We got Brian Edwards coming up next. Talk a little. I don't know what we got this weekend.
We got everything.
Got association.
Everything.
I don't know what that's from.
Full Metal Jacket.
Feels like you're doing an accent though.
That's one I can't get away with. I have to keep that one very general.
You want a Gomer Pyle one or
a private pile?
That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We'll be right back. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
All right, Coach. First win for the program since 2018. You were a part of that roster as well with the assistant coach. How does this one feel?
You know, it all comes down to our seniors. They make everything happen, but it feels so special. This is the group that was going to take us here and get us our first win since 2018, and it feels really, really good.
What has the senior class been through, overcoming some of the first-round mistakes that kind of hampered you the past 2 years and now finally getting that elusive win?
Yeah, they've been through, a school split, low numbers. Our first year with these guys, we had 17 players that played, so we didn't even have a JV squad. So they've been through everything, but they've shaped our program. They've done everything for us, and it's been a special ride.
What's it mean to have a senior like Olivia Thompson that is battling through injury, gets back for district final, and performs the way she did today?
You know, I never had a doubt. I knew as soon as she went down in that Blair game, she was going to be back. I just had a feeling. And when I saw her the next day, she said, I'll be back. I'll be back for the district final, and she was. So I had never had a doubt. She is one special player, and I'm glad she's on our side.
Like I've told these girls all season, every game we play, they're going to have a target on their back. The feelings at games are going to change because nobody roots for Goliath. So that's just the way it is this year.
You had Hymas get her first 2 of the season. Ava gets a hat trick after only scoring twice. What's that say about how your attack is set up?
You know, we just, at every single practice and every single game, we stress everybody does everything together. You know, there's sayings for that over in Europe for the type of soccer they play. Mentioned on Ted Lasso, I don't know, we just figured it out here in Lincoln. If everybody hustles, everybody plays defense, everybody plays offense, everybody's going to get their shots. You know, it's live by the 3, die by the 3 as well. Sooner or later, they're going to go in, just keep shooting.
Season high here for you.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, it's weather and the big field, and it's Creighton, and yeah, this is just a different place to play, and we're kind of used to it.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Our position is the play flies of the world, the Learfields of the world, the multiple meter rights partner are not associated entities. And so that was the crux of it. If they are associated entities, then our deals were not going to pass. If they are not, then our deals were going to pass. And it was ruled they are not. Now, you know, getting 2 steps ahead, the plaintiffs in the House settlement led by Kessler, we hear the name a lot, they have filed for a hearing in federal court. That hearing is going to take place June 10th, basically arguing the same position that we argued, that multimedia rights companies are not associated entities. And the decision of an arbiter is one thing, the decision of the federal court that actually decided on House is another. So that lies ahead. So regardless of what happened in our case, that decision may or may not stand after this hearing in June.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. That was Troy Dannon on Husker Sports Nightly last night talking about the College Sports Commission ruling on Nebraska's NIL deals through Playfly with some of its football players.
That's a fantastic interview. I get it. It was a shorty.
No, it's good though. There's a lot in there.
I mean, but we're Playfly.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's a delicate conversation when you're like in the deal, because
you're literally talking to a Playfly employee giving that answer.
Yeah, and even just the other day, she was like, "Hey, I got a lot to catch you up on."
Mm-hmm.
No, she goes, "Am I interested?" I go, "Yeah," and she goes, "Yeah, there's a lot." I was like, "Oh, do tell," but I haven't talked to her yet.
Yeah, the hearing it's on June 10th, and that will kind of give a federal court decision on whether or not these associated entities. And he gave a longer answer in that about how that's the ruling that shut down collectives, basically, was the associated entities rule.
So that is, Shane, I clicked out of it. That is clip. Do you have yours open?
No, I don't know if we have that clip or not, though. That specific part about the collectives.
Shane, try try clip 2.
I'll say it might be 2.
And so the process calls for arbitration. So if your deal is rejected, then the rule says, and this is part of the House settlement, that you arbitrate. So an independent arbiter comes in, and here's the athlete side of the story. Here's why the deal should be valid. And here's CSC saying here's why we believe the deal is not valid. And that process was followed. And it got a lot of attention nationally because we were the first one in the hopper for the arbitration. Why is that? Because the deals we submitted were really right after the football season. We were one of the first to get deals submitted. And so when ours were rejected, and you want to go to arbitration, we just timing, right? We happen to be the first. There are more in behind us right now. And I'll also tell you, there are literally tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars of deals that have also been rejected, that arbitration has yet to begin because I think a lot of people were waiting to see what happened with our case, because our case was really about a fundamental argument of whether associated entity applied to our multimedia rights partner. An associated entity was created basically as what shut down collectives. It said that boosters or associated entities could not do deals, or we're going to get deals scrutinized at a much higher level than non-associated entities. And the range of compensation was going to be tighter. The deliverables were going to be tight. It was going to be looked at differently.
So that's the interesting part to me.
Why did Nebraska, Dannon, and Lulla shut down 1890? It's not what happened.
Not at all. Not what happened at all. It's basically the House ruling shut down 1890 and every other collective in the country.
It's like, well, you guys just keep reaching.
The associated entities is, and here's the part that I am having a hard time with in terms of why the CSC made this decision, is that a multimedia rights partner is fundamentally different from a collective.
Correct.
Because a multimedia rights partner actually provides
services
of value to the public, which is one of the value to the public is one of the main cogs. It might even be worded that way, of the scrutiny of the NILs and the collectives and things like that. So
you are correct, L3.
I've done a fairly deep dive on this. Like I feel well informed,
I think, well, we weren't going to be able to have this conversation unless you were, because
and this is the stuff I like.
Me too.
I like,
but we just comment all willy-nilly.
No, most people have no idea what's happening.
It's like, stop talking.
I thought it was really interesting that Troy Dannon brought up yesterday too, though, that these deals have been rejected for a very long time, right? Yeah. As well as, like he said, tens, if not hundreds of millions of other deals that have already been rejected that just haven't been to the arbitrator yet.
Yeah.
But this is a very long process. You've got the arbitration.
Yeah.
You're going to have the appeal. You've got the federal hearing on June 10th. This is not a quick process. As he mentioned, the deals that went to the arbitrator yesterday or last week have been rejected for quite some time.
Yeah. So when we were going through the interviewing process with KC, and remember I wanted to run out and
grab Coach Rule, and he was mad. He had to come from all. And like Playfly was presenting different options because basically Andy said, hey, how can we, he's the biggest of our bigwigs at Playfly. And he's like, hey, how can we help you? Like they had this whole separate side meeting. And a lot of it, I mean, Casey was like kind of not grassroots, but he was very in tune with what was going on, which was one of the first things that was impressive about Kyle. And a lot of these ideas, you know, I think Jess is kind of sitting back in her seat and she's like, gosh, these are things that we've talked about before, but they were just now being brought.
Yeah.
Because I think she had either seen other entities do this, whether it was, and I'm not sure, so I don't want to speak for her because I don't know if she was aware of what Oklahoma was doing, but clearly Playfly has other.
They have lots of universities that they work with, just like Learfield, which
correct,
Danny mentioned. Like, there's a lot of these companies,
and so I told the mini story, MINI, where you know we're watching this film on a recruit or whatever, and he has all these. Coach Rule has all these designations numerically of silos, and I mean it covered the whole flipboard, and I was like, God, that looks miserable. But that was a long, like clearly it had been well thought out. Like this wasn't just.
That's why you hire a general manager.
Yesterday or the day before or.
That's why there's
4 months ago, right? It was just like. So this wasn't like, oh, let's just see if this sticks.
There was another interesting, and I don't think we have the clip of it, and we have to get to Brian Edwards here, but there was another interesting thing that he said. If you want me to put my tinfoil hat back on. You know what he said yesterday as he was talking about the hearing and everything like that?
What?
He says there's going to be some institutions that want it hard capped at 20.5, and this may lead to that.
Yeah. I mean.
I don't know if Nebraska is in that group or not, but I'm not crazy.
So I was a little upset at some of the responses on day one, and I tweeted it out. I'm like, look, I mean, I have a little mini thread. I'm like, look, guys, like you need boundaries. We have an arbitrator ruling. Now you can do X, Y, and Z. Like it's not.
This is good for Nebraska. Guardrails are good for Nebraska.
And they're fully prepared to play the other way if not.
Yeah. And I'm here to help.
Shall we play a game?
Putting that out there. We've got Brian Edwards.
Tiger, by the way, orcas are magnificent.
We've got Brian Edwards here from MajorWager getting a little, getting our gambling plays right this weekend. B, how we doing this morning?
Oh, man. I'm good.
Ready to Florida's NIL. That's what you're.
Say that again. About
NIL? You're ready to contribute to Florida's NIL with all your winnings.
No, I was going to say I felt good when it was 103-94 Pistons last night, and I haven't felt quite as good since, but I still doing all right.
And listen,
Pistons kind of blew that one for me last night. I didn't like that.
On the bingo card, did you have Jalen Duren not playing at a second in the fourth quarter, or Cade Cunningham only scoring 10 points and 2 points in the final 10 minutes?
Well, the Duren stuff, I mean, he made his first All-Star game this year, right?
Yeah.
Why has he been so horrible in the playoffs?
Money. That's why.
He is.
It's like, I joked, this isn't funny, but it's funny. Wouldn't you love to be in a position, B? You crush the UFC. You're 10 seconds away from getting this huge bag, and you just kind of make the choice. Yeah, you know, having a lot of money would be cool, but I want to see how flammable this thing is, and you just like torch the thing. Like Duren clearly doesn't want a max deal.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
It's like he's like different tax. Just too many taxes to worry about. Just forget it.
DB, you know, you've met these people. You know these people. Some dudes are just chokers.
God, like what is going on?
It's not that he doesn't like money. It's that he's a choker. It's fine.
6 of 12 games in the playoffs, he's
been terrible.
Single digits.
Yeah,
he's been
Single
terrible.
digits. I mean, okay, his playoff high so far is 15, and the previous side of that is 12. Let's see what he averaged in the regular season. He averaged 19.5 points per game.
I know.
In the regular season.
He's like a 20 and 12 guy, wasn't he?
19.5 and 10.5. I mean, or 20 and 11 pretty much.
No, he is basically cut his stats in half in the playoffs. It's wild.
Yeah, so I don't blame him for not playing him in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
and Reed was playing good. I mean, Reed played all right.
I mean, it's hard to play worse than Duran. It's not. As you're looking at the association tonight, you've got, or is it tonight or is it tomorrow? It's tomorrow?
Yeah. They gave the T-Wolves and Spurs an extra night.
Yeah, I'll say both the game 6s are tomorrow, right?
Well, they had to let Wemby's elbow heal up because they forced him back out in action without suspension or a fine. So I'm just glad they needed one more day to get the bursa sack under control.
I'm just glad they're finally treating my guy right.
Oh,
Lord. Just
kid
give him
gloves. Kid gloves.
Yeah, not like they don't treat. Never mind. You've got T-Wolves and Spurs. That line or the total is at 218.5. How you feeling?
Yeah, I feel like most of these series have been more under. I don't have any stats for it. More unders than overs, but not this one. Overs hit in 4 straight in this series. Combined scores of 228 and then exactly 223 in each of the last 3. So the over's on an 8-2 run in this rivalry and a 6-2 in the 8 head-to-head meetings this year, and they're not making any adjustments to it. I feel like when games go under, they adjust it like 3 or 4 points. In these games that go over, they're not adjusting at all. So I'll go over 218.5 in Spurs Wolves tomorrow. If I had to pick a side, I'd probably lean Minnesota, but I think I'm just going to roll with the over, and I'm leaning Cavs at 3.5 tomorrow. But I'd kind of like to know Duncan Robinson's status. I mean, he was playing pretty good in the series. Might have been missing his shooting a little bit at crunch time, but I lean Cavs there. I mean, it's been all home team in this series and until the 9-0 run when it was 103-94 Pistons last night.
All right. I want to talk week 1 college football here a little bit. Yep. They've been in the news for a lot of other funny reasons, but
let's talk about that for a second if you want to.
Is that not wild?
I mean, he walks out on a team in unprecedented fashion, unless we're going to talk Bill Frieder, 89 Michigan hoops. I mean, and now you're just, I mean, my man Spurrier calls it talking season, but why are you throwing all these shots at Ole Miss? And I went back and I looked at the, like, who are the players he wasn't getting at Ole Miss? Because I wrote down, where did I write down? Oh, here it is. In 2023, and I'm just talking transfer specific, because I feel like high school recruiting is a little more regional, maybe, and transfer specific is a little more national. 2023 transfer specific class, 24/7 Sports. Ole Miss number 2, LSU number 4. 2024 Ole Miss number 1, LSU number 41. 2025 LSU number 1, Ole Miss number 4, and now that Kiffin's gone, LSU number 1 for 2026, but Ole Miss number 2. So, I mean, look, of course Ole Miss has got a terrible history way back when, but in the last few years, what players were you not getting? Why are you taking shots at this school that rebuilt your career? I just do not understand it at all.
But you remember like a year and a half ago, almost 2, he was telling the story how Oxford has been like this ideal spot to put his personal life into perspective and
at SEC Media Days, he was doing that.
Bring his significant other back into the fray. And I just like
how good they were when his parents passed away, all at SEC Media Days, you know, on this. And it was like a feel-good story. Here we are less than a year later, and you take every cheap shot you can. And he asked the Vanity Fair guy for a do-over the next day, and he gave it to him, and he made it even worse.
Hey, of the you know, like the trendy magazines, right? I think we're all out on Cosmo, but you got like Forbes, you got Vanity Fair, and who's in the like? Who are you gonna do your sit down with? Like, why Vanity Fair?
Why don't you just go to The View, bro?
Yeah, because I could see Joy Behar Wookie, and Lane Kiffin coexisting. That
Maybe they are going to take like a hot yoga class together. You don't know.
Right. Or maybe the screenshots to the co-eds on the IGs maybe that comes out on the View.
Oh God, B.
It wasn't me, Damon. It was Lane, not me.
All right. So what do we like?
With
Ole Miss.
Speaking of Ole Miss, week 1.
All right, I don't know why FanDuel moved Ole Miss from 7.5 to 6.5. They're playing Louisville in Nashville. I just told you Ole Miss got the number 2 recruiting class in the country. They got 2 of the best players in the country, Trinidad Chambliss and Kewan Lacey. And Louisville's breaking in a new QB. I love Jeff Brom. I'm not going to say anything bad about him. Obviously, he had Purdue in the Big Ten championship game a handful of years ago. But Ole Miss at anything less than 7, I think, is stealing in week 1.
Hey, can so I want to get into like these preseason win totals for next week. And as we get into the offseason, I got a hot take. And it's not a hot take. I don't think. I haven't heard a lot of people talking about them, and maybe we're not ready for this yet.
Okay.
I want you to take a look at the Houston Cougars.
Oh, I love Willie Fritz. I'll do a deep dive on them for next week.
Listen, on May 14th, you could convince me Houston's playing in the Big 12 championship.
I'm pulling up their schedule now.
I'm serious.
Go Cougs.
Like they seem like they should be pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm big putting on the Fritz guy. Like,
well, maybe they get Texas Tech with their 3rd string quarterback as well. Maybe Hamlin's not ready yet.
I think the popular thing is Tech's had to rebuild on defense because they were so good. They just reloaded. Defensively on paper, Tech looks outstanding.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine when Will Hammond gets healthy, presuming Sorsby's done. But
I think that's a safe presumption.
Right. I think that's a safe presumption as well. But I think Will Hammond is really good, but I don't know. He's not going to be ready till October, right? Or if that, right? Or I mean, did he tear the ACL in like late October, early November? I want to say it was at least late October.
I'm not sure. Let me check the.
Take a look at Hugh. I'm telling you right now, and before you guys all drive up the win totals, and you need to take a legit flyer on Houston.
October 25th is the date that he tore his ACL. So
that's
even if he's back, that's typically something you're probably not getting 100% version of him yet.
Yeah, week 3, I mean, he could be back, but that's not going to be, I mean, in terms of cardio, in terms of just
game reps, the whole thing, it's going to be a minute.
And by the way, that line is 12.5 at FanDuel. They released their first week 3 line a week or so ago. So Houston's plus 12.5 in that game.
Yeah, because I think everybody thinks Louisville's going to be good. Listen, if I had a farm, I'd put it on the Cougs right there. That's way too many. That's a game I think they can win.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the schedule. I mean, the only other underdog spots are maybe at K-State and at Utah. I need to do a deep dive on their portal and everything. But
I'll say this about K-State though: the reuniting of Shirley Temple Longhair and Coach Klein will do wonders for him at quarterback. He will be back to the poster child of who people thought he could be, being reunited.
More dual threat. Is that where you're getting at?
Yeah.
They had him in the pocket way too. After the Iowa State game last year, I didn't watch maybe 4 straight quarters of K-State often, if at all. Maybe they had a Friday night game, but I felt like they had him in the pocket and not running nearly enough in week 1 or week 0 against Iowa State.
Yeah, that's a sneaky good reuniting. Sneaky good reuniting. Are you how close are you going to wait for the White House card before you take a deep dive?
I went ahead and played Derek Lewis a little bit just because I know I'm going to do it. I just know I'm going to do it. I might as well do it before the odds move against me.
He's going to be super fired up.
and he's dating he's fighting a certifiable wackadoodle. But
Yes.
I mean, he's riding the run his mouth card at wave because it worked for him last time out.
I mean, Hookett looked great last fight, and Derek Lewis looked terrible. But let's remember now, Hookett is he can easily be a light heavyweight, and D. Lewis is, if he lands him a good one. I mean, Blades is not known as a striker. Blades had Hookett hurt.
You see his face? It looked like hamburger. He can't take that from a puncher,
right? Yeah.
At least I don't think so. But isn't he like 3-1 right now?
I think it was plus 255 or something. I just threw a little small change on it like Saturday when I was making my UFC picks. And I'm sorry, I don't have TikTok on my phone, so I couldn't look at that link.
Oh man, then you're no fun. I mean, I might have to kick you out of the friendship group, man.
Man, I just don't have it on my phone, man. Maybe I could copy the link and throw it to my computer.
Yeah, it was irregular betting patterns at UFC.
Oh, you're right. I texted you about that,
and he won. He ended up winning.
And I had a Brady Volkov parlay, and when they kept the fight on, I wanted to bet Brady as an underdog, but my books had it off the board. But whereas FanDuel you could get Brady plus 190.
So they asked him. He said they came to his locker room 2 hours before the fight, and they're like, "Hey, man, you good? Like, there's some crazy irregular betting patterns here. We've seen the line reversal." And in true typical his style fashion at the presser, he's like, "Look, man, I don't know if I'm plus 1,000, minus 1,000, but all I know is somebody lost an awful lot of money."
And he said he also told Hunter Campbell, "I'm healthy and I'm about to dominate and kick this guy's ass." Dude, he told him that too. I saw that in an interview.
Oh,
and he was not lying. He dominated every
that's
second.
what I sent you. That's what I sent you.
Okay, cool. I'll check it out.
That's our guy, Brian Edwards, Major Wager Beat. We appreciate the time as always. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys. Thanks. See ya.
Thank you.
That is Brian Edwards, our Vegas insider from Major Wager. Great stuff there.
Can you imagine that? I might be like a functional human if I took TikTok off my phone.
No, that doesn't seem likely. You'd find something else.
Well, I'm not out of my house enough. I need something to do.
Yeah. I mean,
what do you mean?
Before TikTok, it was Vine, and you'll find something.
Dude,
you'll find something to do.
Vine might have been the greatest
I remember
thing ever.
Back in the day before you wanted to do shows with me and I'd come in to do middays.
Yeah.
And you would just be talking about Vines all the time. And I'm like,
Vines.
I'm like, what is this dude doing? What's wrong with this guy?
Sweet Chuck, I am a huge sharks killer whale guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kobe, you'd be proud of me. I vacuum sealed Zoe's corn dogs yesterday, and I made sure they were absolutely frozen, and they have no wrinkles.
What were they doing up here today?
Zoe wanted to see me. She never said why.
Oh, she just came up to say hi?
Sometimes she just misses me.
Oh, that's nice.
She wanted another goodbye when I was pulling out. Micah was like,
I'm surprised Micah wasn't.
She's like, you didn't say bye.
Surprised Micah wasn't sensitive about that.
She just goes through missing her dad moments.
My
favorite shark, easily the great white.
Yeah?
Yeah, exactly, Hoss. No wrinkly wieners. It's perfectly vacuum sealed.
Yeah, well, I mean, you do like a killer.
She got home late from her softball game last night, and I made her one corn dog already, and she's like, "Can I have another?" And I was like, "We kind of got to find something else. I vacuum sealed these in pairs."
You would like great white sharks.
I can't believe I just said that, but I did.
Did you hear Rico? He said you would like great white sharks. You're basic.
There's only 3 to really care about. They're either bulls, tigers, or greats, and tigers like eat trash cans. So
Hammerheads are bigger than all of them.
It depends on the breed. You can get giant hammerheads, which are bigger than regular hammerheads, but they're ugly and their peripheral is worse than mine. So
give me a black tip reef shark all day.
Yeah, very docile. Still afraid of people. I thought you strike me as a thrasher guy. Little, fast.
The thresher shark with the long tail?
Yes.
Nah, that's KJ's favorite though.
Oh, okay.
Big shark family over there, Rico.
Big animal family.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do like. I like apex predators.
There was a really easy joke there that I promised I wouldn't make anymore, and I stopped myself. I just want you guys to know that.
Was that Rico's expense?
100%. Yeah, we shut it down.
Well, you can get Rico.
No, I told him I wouldn't anymore. Not about that.
Oh, boy.
I told him I shut it down. You're welcome, Rico.
How did you have baby sharks? Are you talking about the kind like the ballas? Like those aren't real sharks. I used to have like 7 ballas.
The ballas, like the shot collas?
They're like
20-inch
silver and
rims?
black. They're balla sharks. You can get them at
That's not a real shark.
fish and for aquariums.
That's not a real shark.
No, I know. I'm trying to figure out what Sweet Chuck's talking about.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, bull sharks are a menace.
You know what's a better combination than DB and sharks?
What?
Pizza and beer. That's the special today at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
8-inch one-topping pizza and a 16-ounce Cornhusker Crusher draft for just $9. Pizza and beer, $9. That's the kind of combo that gets you ready for the weekend kickback, catch a game, and start your weekend off right and a little sooner at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill in La Vista. I got you.
Yeah, you and your 8 inches. Have at it.
Just $9.
Is that all?
Have a beer while you're at it. Cornhusker Crusher.
Oh shoot!
You good? You can
Yeah,
make it?
I ate that. I'm gonna sit on that. That's fine. Let's keep it pushing.
All right, I think that's the show. I was gonna say we'll take a break. No, the show's over.
So play the music?
Yeah, go ahead and play the music, Shano.
It's good to see you guys talking again. That's nice.
Oh, we were talking during the break. It's fine.
Clear.
He was doing the thing that one of the things that annoys me the most, which is disagreeing just to disagree, because he came in here just to be like, I actually agree with you on the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit thing, and I was like,
why are you diving him out?
Because he deserves it.
What the hell?
He's like, I just wanted to disagree with you.
Shane, be like old boy in Florida, except don't kill any brothers. Stand your ground.
Wow, it's quite the pull to end the show.
Actually, I was just trying to be because I know Ravi only likes people that agree with him.
That's right, because everybody else is stupid. I'm just serious. That's the show for today. We'll be back tomorrow, and maybe if you're a VIP club member, you might be getting a little film study today. We'll see. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We'll be back tomorrow with more Hurrdat Sports Live.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.